Yo, 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 yo. What up, Nichols? How you doing? Um... So there's been some interesting things being reported about this PTR already. Oh, hello! So apparently you can get like 6 things hit on tempers now, or on Masterworks now, and you can like re-roll the same tempers and stuff, and the same PD2. You're right. You're right. It ain't. We doing PTR today. I'm looking very tan. Yeah, a little too much. A little too much. Make it go away, please. Alright, where's the boost vendor? Probably here. That might have been one of the fastest times I ever set up a stream. I got home and I'm like, go, go, go! Stop going outside. I know. Give me all the boosts. All of them. Can I have all? All. Yeah, 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 yeah. Perfect. Yeah, 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 yeah. Perfect. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. 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 You know what? I'm not going to do these because I want to see how those work. Honkers! I agree completely. I forgot about the default attack thing. Find your purchases. What is this? Okay. So I'm going to build a build that there aren't builds online for anymore because the build doesn't really exist anymore, but I'm going to try to make an R-Clash build. Because apparently basic skills are supposed to be good now, but we'll see about that. Didn't Season 8 just start, and they're already testing Season 9 when it's supposed to be out? So, the reason why... 2 reasons. One of the seasons went long because they weren't ready for the next one yet. And so now they're just trying to get back on schedule, basically. Because I'm guessing they have like a fixed date for the next expansion. So they're just trying to get back in line. But also, Season 8 was pretty universally considered one of the worst seasons. So I think they're just trying to move forward. Can I mod you, please? You've never been a mod. I don't think I really need any mods, but maybe someday. What's new in the season? So in Season 9, it's the Sins of the Horadrim. It's the big season that is revamping Nightmare Dungeons. So they're adding new Nightmare Dungeon affixes and then also adding dungeon escalation or escalated dungeons, which is like you do 3 dungeons back to back and the affixes on them keep stacking on top of each other. And then at the end of the third one, you fight Astaroth from the campaign. So like there's a new boss added. And then there's also Horadrim powers, which is like it's similar to last season, except this time we're making our own spell that modifies one of our existing spells. It's kind of neat, but thought after the seasonal quest was pretty boring. Yeah. Do you have to pay again? You want to jump in? No, you only have to pay for expansions on this game. Seasons are always free. Casting a skill grants all resist, max resistance, and skills element for 9 seconds, maybe. Core skills, no, don't want that one. Devastation, don't need that one. We'll put a point there. We're gonna go teleport. Oh, wait, why do I... Why? I told it to make me 60. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Okay. What build am I gonna do? That I don't know yet. Not exactly. I plan on doing some form of R-Clash. Where am I going? This one. You think you might try Spiritborn? So most of the classes are getting nerfed with Season 9. Spiritborn did not really get nerfed, so I think they're finally going to be, like, even playing field. Is this a mod? I mean, this is the PTR for Season 9. Go away. Do I want any of the fire ones? Maybe, but we'll come back to that. That must be based off gear. I'm like, why is it 0? Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to do crackling energy stuff. Yeah. 6% increased damage while a frost skill is on your bar. I mean, I'm ice armor, so I guess I can use that. Icy touch seems good. To my knowledge, is Spiritborn getting buffed? So, from my knowledge, everyone else is getting nerfed and Spiritborn staying where they're at. So, you could look at it as them getting buffed. But yeah, it sounds like this is going to be coming out on July 1st. It's not confirmed yet, but if you look in-game currently, that's when the current reliquary dates line up to end. So that's what it looks like. So July 1st is what I would be putting my money on if I was a gambling man, which I am not. How do you destroy gems? You can salvage them at the jeweler. Oh, I need glass cannon. What am I doing with my life? What class is going to be meta? It's way too early to even guess because going into this PTR, they're going to end up changing so much between now and then. So I wouldn't even try to guess. That'll work for now. I don't know what that did. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know if I wanted all that. Alright, whatever. This is fine. Totally fine. This is great. All right. You stopped playing around season 4 and started playing again like a week ago. What are you thinking? Are you liking the changes or are you not liking the changes? Whoops, wrong button. Boop, 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 boop. You love this game on release, but got burnt out after your 3rd playthrough before release. Yeah, I get that. What level did you get to on PD2? 73-ish? And I'll probably be back to it. Why are my tooltips not on? Ew. What Diablo game is the best? So if I had to say like power saving, battery level, what is this? I'm not on a laptop. If I had to say which Diablo is my favorite, for its time, Diablo 2, but I don't know. It like if you never played it before and went to play it now, it wouldn't hold up the same way. I think all Diablo games are really good for very different reasons. What am I looking for? Where is it? Where is it? No, it's definitely in here, right? Oh, God. It's been so long. Oh, there. It's been so long since I've had to change that. You would say bring the Gauntlet games back? The Gauntlet, I think they got rid of it because not very many people actually participated in it. But it is weird to have a mode and then just get rid of it. I'm guessing because they were probably handcrafting the dungeons each week. So to like have to redo it every time was probably a lot of work. Why do these keep popping up? Oh, you mean those Gauntlet? Okay, I thought you meant the Gauntlet in Diablo. Yeah, the Gauntlet games were great. Yeah. I actually played one of those not too long ago.
Let's put salvage.
Stop making Gauntlet because Midway got bought out? Oh. Yeah, Gauntlet Legends was good.
You can take what's left.
I think I want to use a staff, but I'm not 100% sure. It's like replaying it again? Oh, you came back to the tempering and aspects getting changed stuff. Yeah. So tempering, masterworking, like they definitely changed the game up a lot. Moving all the codexes just like to where they're permanent unlocks now is really nice. They definitely added a lot of really nice QOL stuff to the game. There's definitely still places where they could improve, but I definitely like the general direction the game is heading. Yeah, we'll use that. So many hours on Gauntlet Legends and N64 we had to buy a second copy. Why? Did you play it so much it stopped working? Or... you happen to know when Season 8 is ending. So it looks like July 1st is when Season 8 ends and Season 9 starts. There's no confirmed date yet. But based on what the reliquary says is the end of the current reliquary, it looks like July 1st. But all we know is the PTR is now, and it goes for a week. After that, they'll probably have to evaluate all the feedback before they actually set like a final date.
You can take what's left.
Why did I... yeah. Yeah, I just yesterday, I finally finished grinding all the Behelits for the Berserk stuff, so that's nice. I was happy to get that done. And I am wondering, because that ends next Tuesday, I'm wondering, it's rumored that there's going to be an anniversary event similar to the Berserk crossover. I'm curious if that's going to happen next Tuesday. Okay, what did I just get? What? Oh, Luminate Eye can be inserted into jewelry with sockets. 120 armor, 6% resist to all. Your catalytic skill gains 25% cooldown reduction. I'll have to look at that later. You bet that's next week? Yeah, I think so. I hope that they do it a little different. And even if it's exactly the same, like where it's just like a random drop to get cosmetics, please let the pet pick them up, please. That was frustrating. They're doing an update? Yeah, so what I was just talking about is next week, the Berserk crossover is ending, and there's rumors that they're going to be doing a Diablo 4 anniversary event, because it's the 2-year anniversary of Diablo 4 coming out. But then Season 9 it looks like it's going to be starting July 1st. What I'm playing right now is the PTR for Season 9. D2 update looks insane? Hell yeah. I wish there was a D2 update. I would be changing my shorts right now.
That's for salvage.
Quigs, I'm trying to make my own build. Hold me. I got this. We'll see. It's gonna be a shit show. I'm trying to make Arclash work. What's coming Season 9? It's the Sins of the Horadrim season. So they're adding... Basically, the seasonal power is you're building your own skill that modifies one of your current skills. Wait, why does that show it as a 2 GA, but it's only a 1 GA? Sus? You were typing out Arclash? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of the bugs, but I hadn't seen that one yet. That's funny. So yeah, you're basically building your own skill with this whole interface. So you get to pick which one of your skills, which correspond to your bar down here. So which one of your skills, and then you get to pick one of 5 like base skill modifiers. You get to pick what element type, and then 3 modifiers on top of it. So we basically get to choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things to modify. So it's similar to last season, but it feels way deeper. Rob dropped a 6 GA Shaco. Yeah, I saw some screenshots of that, and then people getting like 6 or 7 masterworks on an item, or like 2 or 3 gold affixes or orange affixes or whatever. Like just tons of extra crits on them. Like what's going on? And then also I saw something about, wow, my movement speed is brutal. Someone was re-enchanting something. I'll just try it to see if it works. So like they would change, let's change thorns to lightning resist, and then they re-rolled. Okay, so I don't know how they triggered it, but basically it would make it to where they could just keep re-rolling the same one. Like there was another option down here that had, it would basically say like intelligence, like matching whatever I had, and then they could continue re-rolling it. Yeah, this is a test server. So yeah, I don't know how those were happening, but lots of bugs for them to fix. It is wild how like just like the most random stuff pops up on these servers sometimes. Should probably spend these obols. I can't click on things. Okay.
Nicely. That's for salvage.
You know, if I never became a streamer, I probably would have never heard of Beartooth.
You can take what's left. Anything breaks.
Okay, let's stash this stuff. 'Cause those are maybes. Click on the dude. All right. What up, Rexville? How you doing? Put on a killer live show? Nice. Let's go amulets. Any tips for the Spiritborn skill tree? I would always recommend just looking at, like, I'm not good with coming up with builds and stuff, so I would say look up a guide on, like, Max Roller or Mobalytics or something would be my best recommendation. Can Xbox players play the I can't speak today. No, the PTR unfortunately is still PC only. Wait, I can't carry extra obols. Oh, that was okay. That filled me up. I only speak English. Sorry. Is new Diablo 2 patch? You're not the first person to make that joke. What is this? Oh, that's the Ophidian Iris. Okay, so that's the Hydra thing. Wait, I am in the Diablo category? That's weird. Why did my title not save? Rude. That makes sense, though. Better. Thought I was farming another game title? Oh, no. My bad. I thought y'all were just being funny because I was playing a lot of PD2 lately. How many obols do I have right here? What's the Hydra unique? This guy. So Hydra is now a core skill and always summons a 3-headed Hydra whose attacks explode on impact. For each head above 3 that it would have had, the Hydra instead grows larger and deals more damage. So you can make a big ass Hydra.
Try again.
Big Hydra and big Sneck. I kind of hate that Sneck.
You can take what's left.
Thanks for reading that for me. No problem. I actually read it right, which doesn't usually happen. My reading skills have been lackluster lately.
Let's resolve it.
What build I'm trying to put together an Arclash build because I know they said that they were buffing basic skills, and I don't know if it's going to be good or not. It might end up being like the most ass build since Ass went to Ass Town. But we're going to try it. Yeah, I said what I said. Words are hard, true. Clicked the wrong button. Actually, no, I didn't. That deserves to be on the floor. Okay, so runes can go here. Oh, so those go in the socketables tab. People are going to complain about that. I mean, why do they have their own tab if they go in here? Oh, that brings up the actual... Yeah, people are going to complain about that. Although, no, we craft these, right? Yeah, these are basically the occult gems of this season. So you wouldn't actually have that many on the live server. You'll only craft the ones that you actually want, but because it's PTR, they're just giving them to me. So, okay, that's not as big of a deal. Now that I think it through. Could do the Firebolt and Firewall build. You've always wanted to do it because it sucks on controller. That seems like it'd be a good leveling build, but would it be any good beyond that? Where did all this stuff go? I am not planning on doing Hydra immediately, but I might do it eventually. Yeah, so for the PTR, they gave us a bunch of the new gems, the special ones. Yeah, jewels. The new season, no, the PTR for the new season is today. This is just the test realm. It's not actually live. We're guesstimating July 1st. More of an endgame build. Apparently does pretty well, but it requires good aiming. Huh. Interesting. Good to see me back in D4. Yeah, I usually try out PTRs. They're fun. Okay. We need to add all the things. Let's try to temper stuff. I don't even know what's going to be good. Nerfing everything into the ground. I mean, they're nerfing a lot of stuff, but like at the very start of a new season, if everybody's getting nerfed, is anybody really getting nerfed? You know? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, that one. Gotcha. Yeah. Like, as long as, like, in my opinion, I know a lot of people would argue with this because everybody likes their power fantasy of just being able to blast, right? But, like, in my opinion, if everybody is on an even playing field and, like, what was Torment 4, like, now we get that difficulty in, like, Torment 2, that's awesome. That means we have that much more to strive for, that much more longevity to the season to, like, push through, you know? Now, just nerfing builds to do that isn't the best way to do it. Hopefully they would have more creative ways to make it, you know, last longer in the future. But anyways, I need more of the tempering manuals. Can I, like, print those? Is that a thing? Temper manuals. Is that all of them? Kind of hurts casuals, though, by the time they get far enough, season's over. So that's the thing, though, is if you're a casual, why do you care? Like, let me rephrase. Like, as long as you're able to get into Torment and you're still getting the same, like, rewards from all the different Torment content, as long as they're not locking things behind the higher Torment, like that, like the whole Torment system is designed to be aspirational, or at least that's how it was supposed to be. It didn't end up being that way because everybody was getting Torment 4 easily early on, but the vision was always that, like, pushing through the Torment tiers was the aspirational content. But as a casual player, as long as you're able to get into the end game and do the end game content, you're still experiencing all of the content. You're obviously not going to be as strong as somebody who can play all day, every day, right? I don't know. Like, should blasters be punished because they can play more? I don't know. They got to figure out a way that it works for both. Are there any more? Or did I get them all now? Okay, I got them all now. What does Diablo need to do, in my opinion, to extend seasons? Everyone seems to stop after 2 or 3 weeks. So what, like, they basically need to copy Diablo 2. Can you stop making it make sense? You're just trying to be mad at them. I think that's how the internet is, right? Like, just generally, like, not just you, but like everybody. It's like people find every reason to be mad rather than just, like, having fun playing the game. I don't know. I'm old, so I have a very, like, older mentality when it comes to games. I don't want that instant gratification. I want to develop a character over, you know, weeks, months, years even. But, like, in a seasonal game like this, to have a character that I want to play for 2 weeks or 2 months sounds awesome. I don't want to be finished with a build in a week and have, like, all of my power. It'd be cool if they didn't lock, like, pets and emblem things and stuff behind Torment 4. Yeah, and I've given them that feedback. And luckily, they did move the pet into, at least it was Torment 3 this past season. What's your best way to get sparks? Killing mythics and salvaging or killing Ubers and salvaging the mythics is really the best, most reliable way. Right now, in Season 8, if you get a bunch of the extra ash and then make a new character to, like, level 5 or something, and then go fill out the bounty board by turning in at the vendor, you can get, like, the caches or whatever to fill out your bounty board on new characters and get the sparks that way. But that's probably not going to stick around for future seasons. I don't know. I think you're missing D2 style play. Ladders used to last so long. So I get that because you had more time to, like, fully develop a character. But do you really want seasons to be that long? Like, I love that we get a new season every 3 months because it feels like it's reinventing the game. You have a lot of fun playing Diablo. Have played every season. They need to do something to extend it. Yeah, I agree with that. Blasters get a special title or something? Yeah, that'd be great. And the casuals don't need the gear and will feel left out. Yeah, like I feel like putting like pets and stuff in like Torment 1 and Torment 2 is cool, and then like titles for Torment 3 and 4, like stuff that like it's bragging rights if you get there, but like casuals don't really care about titles as much. They care more about the pets and stuff, generally speaking. I don't know. But yeah, like I think the issue that this game has is in the end game, there's more things to do in this game than any other ARPG. The problem is it doesn't scale meaningfully with the characters. Once you've done a handful of like nightmare dungeons, it's like, yeah, we can go do it for Obdicite or whatever, but like the dungeons don't meaningfully scale with us. Eventually, we can blast Torment 4 nightmare dungeons with our eyes closed. If they continue to get more difficult and we can like juice them up like we can in PoE or Last Epoch or whatever, I think that would be really cool. This season is starting to do that a little bit with the escalation, the dungeon escalation stuff. But it only goes 3 times. My feedback would be, why cap it at 3? Let us keep going. But I also haven't done it yet, so. Why do people think casuals don't care about titles? Everyone wants to experience full content? Like, when I say titles, I mean like just these names that you put on your character. You care about that? Like, I'm saying, like, if you go super hard, blast all the way through all the content just to get one of these names, like, you'd be upset if you can't get that? As, like, a casual gamer? I don't know. Like, I don't think we should lock, like cool pets and stuff behind it, but, like, just, like, a name? I don't know. Is PoE 2 worth trying? You like Diablo, but kind of want to try something new. PoE 2 is a great game. It is much more difficult. It's much more complicated, but it does feel really good. It's like how you get titles for Gladiator and WoW. Yeah. Like, I don't mind having some stuff like... Personally, I would say that the titles that are locked behind hard content should be like evergreen stuff that's not necessarily seasonal. So, like... It's always there to get, so if you really want to push one season to get it, you can, and you don't miss out on it later, but I don't know. You just think sometimes Diablo 4 seems stale? Oh, I agree completely. Some seasons are way better than others. I will always, like, when in the ARPG space, when a new season comes out in any of the big games, I will always jump on them and try them out for a little bit, and then, when the next one comes out, I'll move on and try that one, but... I play whichever one is feeling the most fun at that given time. They bombed with reliquaries, total cash grab. They did say that they're already, like, they heard the feedback loud and clear, and they're working on adjusting it. And they said they don't know if they're going to be able to adjust it in time for Season 9, but they definitely are planning on making some changes. Thank you for the follow, by the way. But yeah, I agree. Like, I like the idea behind the system, but what was actually offered kind of missed the mark. And by kind of, I mean big time.
Moo.
Thank you for the follow.
Moo.
I realized my moves weren't working. I had to fix it. Once you get to the end, there's nothing left to do except to start over. I feel like that's how it is in most ARPGs, honestly. Get your Moo in order? I did. When Season 9? There's no official date yet. The PTR started today. It lasts a week. Then they're going to, take all the feedback and work on it. But I think that the placeholder date right now is probably July 1st. You like the idea, but you have to pay for the Battle Pass rather than getting Platinum from previous Battle Pass. So that's not entirely true. So the big difference that a lot of people are missing is before the Reliquary update, you got 700-ish Platinum through the Premium Battle Pass, the one you had to pay for. Now you only get 200, but it's in the free tiers. I'm pretty sure. People need to realize that PoE 2 is in the early stage, not anywhere near done compared to D4. True. Well, yeah, like I love PoE 2. Personally, I feel like the end game right now gets old really fast. But I felt the same way about PoE 1. So I think that style of end game just isn't for me. Because like in the end game, it just feels like running the same maps over and over and over forever. Whereas in this game, there's different options. Okay, so we do get escalation sigils. Nice. That's how you feel about the pit? I barely do the pit. I do the pit to level my glyphs, and then I go do other stuff. Once PoE2 officially releases, the whole game, D4 will be on the back burner for people? I think so. For a while. I think, like, serious ARPG players, I think they'll always bounce around between all of them, try them all out when new content drops. That's just kind of the life cycle of ARPGs. They're always looking for something new. Anything broken yet? Absolutely. The tempering and masterworking systems right now are hella busted. People are getting like items with like 6 GAs and stuff, and like being able to get like all of their stats on their gear rolling with like the orange crits on the masterworking and stuff. And yeah, there's a bunch of broken stuff on the PTR. You actually prefer the way they used to have Nightmare Dungeons pit? You mean like leveling up to like 100 Nightmare Dungeons and stuff? What's my go-to level source? I usually just do the seasonal stuff because it's new. It feels exciting. But if there isn't like a seasonal world mechanic or whatever, usually just Helltide or just do the campaign. Sometimes I'll just do the campaign. Okay, so we need to temper. I don't know what I want to do though. Thank you guys for the follows. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with what? I don't remember what I said. You wouldn't mind 6 greater affixes, but you don't have 6 stats on your stuff. Like, how do you get 6 when, like, I would add my two tempers and I'd only have 5 things to get GAs on. If they made it to where we can get more, that's great, but you can't get more than what you're, unless it's like making one of them like double what it normally is or something. I don't know. I assume it's a bug, but who knows? Maybe they're cooking on something. Haven't played since season 1, and this season seems fun so far. If you haven't played since season 1, you're in for a wild ride next time you log in, because the game has changed so much since then. You wouldn't mind a character editor? One of these days they're going to give it to you, and you're going to be like, huh? I guess... Seems lovely. Okay, that works. Is your build basically finished, or do you need a lot more? I still need a lot to do. I haven't even touched my Paragon yet. Have I? Yeah, I've been playing a lot of PD2 this season. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. I'm playing solo self-found and just casually going through the campaign. But I'm in Hell. Just got to Act 5. Roughly level 73. Is it still hard to get mythics? I don't know how it is compared to the current live season, but in season 8 it was more difficult than it had been. I'd like to see building added to D4. That might be fun, where you can build your own town. So the thing that I thought is like how World of Warcraft is introducing player housing with the next expansion. Right now, where the training dummies are in this game, I think it'd be cool if that was like a little instanced area where you could like kind of have your own, like just like one room where you can have like your own little, you know, private stash and decorate the walls and stuff with like bosses that you killed or whatever, or like items that you found that season. Is there a new season right now? This is the PTR for the new season. So this will probably go live July 1st. That date is very tentative, though. Okay, I think we go stun duration again. Offensive. Possibly damage to close enemies. Or basic, yeah, I know. Crowd control would work also, but I think I'd prefer close. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, that's rude. That's rude. There we go. We got it. They are adding building. No, yeah, to WoW they are. Yeah, they're adding player housing with the new expansion. I'm super geeked about it too. Like I haven't regularly played WoW in a long time. I usually just play at the launch of expansions and then don't touch it again till the next one. But I'm very excited for player housing. Season 9 test already? Yeah. One of the seasons went long. I think season 5 went long or something. Was it 5? 4 or 5. One of those went long, and I think now they're just trying to get back on track for when the hard date for the next expansion is. Because I'm guessing the second expansion already has a set release date, so they're just trying to get back in line. And also, people generally didn't care for season 8, so might as well just move on. At least that's my take on it. I don't know if that's real, but utility. Still trying to grind season 8? Get it. I mean, it looks like we still have like over a month until the next season starts. So there's no major rush. That works. What? Rude. Rude, rude, rude. Never gives me what I want. What's my opinion on Rogue? Do you do better with crit chance or just crit damage? I think that definitely depends on your build. Usually, like, I will try to get, like, a certain amount of crit chance and then focus on crit damage after I have enough crit chance. But I'm also not a theory crafter. Running Blade Dancer? Who am I running for Season 9? I have no idea. It's way too early for me to decide that. What's Blade Dancer? Like Dance of Knives? Is that what you mean? I would always recommend just look at like Max Roller Mobilytics and see what they recommend, because those people, they test everything. They test everything. Okay. Prefer Mobilytics? So Mobilytics generally, I think that their guides tend to be better for like end game, like pushing builds, but they're not very good for like leveling builds. Chance for teleport to hit twice? Is that new? I don't remember seeing that. And I'm getting it like every time. Stop it! There we go. Okay. Did I get everything? I didn't get everything right, but I think I put 10% everything? Yeah. Firewall Stork was good leveling build. Yes, Firewall is usually pretty solid for leveling. Okay, so we're gonna go Moonrise here. And then probably Rapid on my amulet. Actually, no. Put that on gloves. Trying to remember what used to be good for Arclash. It's like, because like I haven't done it in a while. I think Hectic was good. Yeah. Where do I want to put that? Pants? Pants seems good. Okay, what do I still need? That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Is that everything? No, amulet. What do I want on amulet? Any tips for getting mythics? I would just farm bosses. Apparently right now, people are also using the seasonal ash on the bounty board with new characters. Apparently you can like convert your ash into the rep to level your bounty board on new characters, and people are farming the sparks that way. What would be good here?
That is.
What do you want me to do in this quest? Oh, right. Level up Paragon? Probably the Pit. Infernal Hordes is decent, but the Pit's probably the best. What do you want me to do? Oh, Masterwork? Guess that checks out. Oh, I have 9 billion Obdicite. When you play in a PTR, is everything already maxed out like level Paragon? There's an NPC that you can go to boost at. By default, it's not though. So like if you want to level up, you can. Ah, I see. Yep, they definitely need to fix that. I'm not complaining though. Yeah, there's a vendor that you can go to boost all your stuff, and then you can also just like get gear from him. So if like there's certain uniques and stuff that you need for your build, you can just be like, I want a bag full of uniques, and he'll throw a bag at your face. Yeah, I'm not going to spend any time like actually trying to re-roll these. I'm just going to throw whatever on there because generally it should be okay until you're like trying to like really push deeper into the season. That's how they make build lists so fast. The PTR sometimes. So it's a combination of testing stuff on the PTR, and then also reading the patch notes and just trying to like determine, you know, like they've gotten pretty good at just like reading the patch notes and be like, okay, that's gonna bump this character up like 3 tiers or whatever. I'm not smart enough for that stuff though. What's new on season 9? So it's the big seasonal thing is this Horadrim spellcraft thing. So you can basically pick any of your skills and put one of these in there. So like say I want to make this cast anytime that I use my unstable currents. So I pick this because it corresponds to that skill down at the bottom. And then you can choose which element type you want to like add to it, basically. They all have different stats. And then you also get to pick 3 of these down here, which modify it further. So like I could make disintegrate work anytime that I'm using, you know, unstable currents, and then I can make it deal poison damage, and then I can add 3 more modifiers on top of it. So that's like the seasonal borrowed power temporary thing. On top of that, they're also reworking nightmare dungeons, adding way more affixes and stuff to them, and then also adding escalating nightmares, which is like you do a nightmare dungeon, and at the end of it, you have an opportunity to go to a new one that has the affixes from the previous one and then adds more on top of it, and you can do that up to 3 times, and at the end of the 3rd one, you get to fight Astaroth, which is returning from the campaign. Which I haven't done yet, but I want to try it. I'm excited to try it. Why can't I not... Oh, I need to do the other thingy on this. I got excited because I got the one that I needed, and it didn't do the other one. Probably just close enemies again. Maybe crit damage? Maybe vulnerable damage? I think just close damage is probably best. And I didn't get it, but that's fine. Is there anything else that's new this season? This coming season? Probably. I need runes. Probably need more runes. Alright, what sounds good here? That's not all the runes. You didn't give me any blue ones. I mean, it's probably fine, but... Hey. Hello. Good song choice? Hell yeah. Vex could be good. Okay, I think that works. You didn't get a notification I was going live? Weird. I don't know. But hey, I'm glad you're here now. Okay, so what do we need here? Diamonds. We'll probably start with these and then work our way into the new seasonal ones. Is that the only way to get Torment is the pit? Yeah, the only way to progress through Tormenteers is by doing the pit. Yeah. Didn't one of these do basic damage? I thought it was... Ah, there it is. Thought it was emeralds. It is topaz. You miss capstone dungeons? I do too. I would love to see them come back. Like, even if they're for something completely different, I would love to see them come back in some form or fashion. Okay, now... My gear, I think, is fine to start. But... I have the beast that is Paragon, and I'm going to be terrible at this. Kind of thing. Maybe you don't do PTR today. You're going to have to set things up first or take your entire stream. Yeah. Like, it's like, I kind of want to do this right, but at the same time, I kind of want to just blast. So I hear you. It doesn't help that I don't usually even look at these, because usually I can just follow a build guide, but there doesn't, one doesn't exist for this build currently. Or at least not one that hasn't been updated for a while. I'm just winging it because, yeah, Arclash hasn't been a viable build for several seasons. I still don't know if it is, to be honest. No, I don't think that's good for that board. Heck it. So wait, what do we need here? We need Dex. Okay. Okay. I feel fine with that. I think. Now what? Okay. Enchantments are 30%. Oh, I have to set my enchantment still, too. My music's wicked loud? I haven't changed it. That's weird. I'll bring it down a smidge. Each time you apply vulnerable, burning, or critical strike, an enemy takes 10% increased damage from you, up to 50%. Your ultimate skill damage is increased. That sounds decent. But I think that one I usually put later. What a bluing. Music was same as always? Weird. I do notice that there is a discrepancy for some reason between TikTok and Twitch, and I don't know why. The Conjuration stuff would be good with Lightning Spear. But that only comes from unstable current, so I don't know if that's going to be good. This build's gonna be ass. Can't even hear it now? Oh. I don't know if that was serious or sarcasm, but I cranked it up anyways. Does that sound better or nah? Cool. Just beeline straight for it. It's fine. It's fine. Why do all these require dexterity? This is fine. Okay. Again, I'm not putting points into conjuration stuff, so I don't think I need that. This, though, they do more damage. Attack speed. Oh, yeah. I know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, like, I've never even really tried to put builds together just because, like, skills I can do. This part just doesn't seem fun to me. I guess, sure. Get some defenses going. Since I have 300 Paragon, I might as well spend the points. Okay. Burning Instinct could be good. Frigid Fate, probably not. Oh, vulnerable. But I don't... Do bonus damage with cold. I don't know if that's beneficial or not. I think I go Searing Heat. Haven't heard yellow card in ages. You're welcome. Elementalist sounds decent. So that one's an int one. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. What am I building here? So I'm really not, I'm not a build maker in any way, form, or fashion, and I don't generally enjoy making builds. That said, I'm playing on the PTR, and I want to make an Arclash build because it hasn't been viable in several seasons, and they said that they wanted to focus on making basic skill builds good again. So I'm trying to put something together, but I have no faith in it. So yeah. But who knows? Maybe it'll be fantastic. If I wasn't streaming, I would actually spend more time like actually reading like every node rather than just like plugging stuff in. But I also have 300 points to play with, so. You're struggling to get over pit 90. Bro, working for me, and I'm just hoping 9 brings in more builds. So, the highest I did this season was like 75. I don't care about pushing the pit at all. I don't think it's a fun way to play the game, personally. I know a lot of people do, but I don't know. For me, that's where I go to level up my glyphs, and once they're a decent level, I move on. Am I maxed at level? On PTR, I am. Because you can click a button and you're instantly maxed. Okay, that seems good enough for me. You just enjoy it for the challenge so you can fine-tune things, push it out to the max. And that's fair. That's fair. Oh. We have no looks here? It didn't transfer all my cosmetics? I guess we look like this then. Can I at least get the pet?
Yes, perhaps.
That's not the pet quest, is it? It's right here? This one? Yeah. Also, why is the chat so big? That's weird. Okay, it didn't give me the... Anyways. You still like an overgrind? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go Arc Lash and Fireball. And then Unstable Currents, we're gonna put here. Teleport, we're gonna put here. I'm gonna take Fireball off my bar.
Moo.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Why? Wait, what spell am I missing? Nothing, I guess. Did I not think this through? What else do I want? I could get Flame Shield. I could get Frost Nova. I could get Familiars. Moo moo moo. Honestly, though, who knows? Maybe I can have a 4-skill build. Maybe it'll be great. Let's go just do a random... Let's go make a regular dungeon first.
All right, traveler.
Craft Sigil. Random Sigil. Oh, we should probably bump it up to a different difficulty. Should probably go to Pen. I guess it doesn't matter. I gotta go to a pit probably. 4-skill builds rarely work well. Yeah, I don't think it'll work too well. I'm gonna start in Torment 2 just to see. Yeah, no, we should probably address that. Let's see. So I definitely want this. That's for sure. I want 1 point there. I know I want that. I know I want that. I think 1 point might be enough there. Definitely want 3 in Glass Cannon though. We're gonna put 1 there. We'll get Familiar. And this and this. Definitely these. And that. Definitely that. Maybe only 1 point there. Let's go Frost Nova. And actually, now that I think about it, instead of Disobedience, did I get a Raiment? I did.
Another time then.
Oh, right. I'm like, where did those runes go? I still have them in there. Yeah, yeah.
May the light keep you.
Click the thingy. Alright. My armor's not good. My resists are maxed, which is nice. Oh, because I have all the gems. Can I switch some of those for skulls?
Precious stones to catch
Craft
the light.
skulls.
Come and
Make 3 of those. Let's see what I can do here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, still maxed. Beautiful. All right, cool. Okay, so this has Equipment Delve. Find Horadrim artifacts to earn an increasing higher quality cache of gear and volcanic. All right. See how this goes. I have little faith, but you never know. Okay, we're gonna be just fine here. Yeah, this is PTR for next season, correct. What is this thing? Okay, that's a Horadrim artifact. It looks like a harp. Yoink. There's another one. It's a mirror. Yeah, I think this build will be fine in... Well, it's fine in Torment 2, so we can definitely bump it up quite a bit. I figure with Paragon 300 it would probably be okay, but... Wanted to be safe. I really wish I had a pet, though, because he'd be picking stuff up for me. I can already picture Rax getting super pissed off that he has to click on things and wait for a cast bar. And yelling, "I'm never doing this dungeon!" Lots of missing affixes up here. I did notice when I first got home, because I was an hour late to the start of the PTR, because I had a dentist appointment today, and he was already not streaming. So, like, he was on all day waiting for the PTR, and he streamed it for less than an hour. So, I don't know if he actually started or if he just gave up waiting. I don't know what happened there. My movement speed is ass. Oh, I just realized I never even looked at my seasonal power. I should probably look at that, huh? Okay, so I want this to be attached. Which one do I want? Manifest up to 5 anomalies that emit particles which deal damage over 4 seconds. Or generate a mana blast that delivers 14,000 damage and knocks back all foes. Enemies that collide take an additional 5,000 damage. Do I want to knock back? I don't think so. Shape an ethereal column that taunts for 3 seconds. Piercing waves flow from it and deal damage until you create another one or move too far away. Awaken an oracular rune that pulls in all surrounding enemies. Yeah, this is PTR, yep. A torrent of stars follow that randomly strike the area 20 times. That one sounds neat. I think we're going to do that one. And we're going to put it on Unstable Currents. And we're going to make it fire damage? I don't know if I want to just push lightning further, but I kind of want to see what happens if I make it burning. Heard a lot of nerfs, especially for Sork. It seems like most of the classes got nerfed to bring them down kind of in line to where the Spiritborn was. But in my opinion, I think that's a good way to do it. Like, do it at the start of the season, right? Where that way, if you nerf everybody, nobody really got nerfed, right? Like, I don't know. I think it'll be fine, but we'll see. We'll see. I think it might be harder to push through the Torment tiers, but if that's the case, in my opinion, good. I want the season to last me more than a week. But I know that's an unpopular opinion. Your Catalyst gains a specialized blink effect that grants unhindered. We don't need that because we have teleport. Your Catalyst gains a specialized fear effect. Nope. Specialized freeze effects. Maybe. Stun effect. Yes. Execute effect for non-boss enemies. Maybe. The size of your Catalyst. That sounds fancy. Damage. Wait, can you put the same one multiple times? No, didn't think so. He built a lightning spear that doesn't seem bad. So mine it's Arc Lash, but my Unstable Currents casts random core conjuration or mastery shock skills, which lightning spear is one of them. Fractured Winterglass amulet, yeah. Which it's one of the coolest Sork items, and I hope that they make it good again. Applies vulnerable, maybe. Let's try that. All right. I like that it like kind of glows. I don't know if it will do that forever. Apparently when it's off cooldown, it glows. I missed Obdicite. We need that. Because they didn't start me with 9 billion Obdicite. Oh wait, yes they did. Yeah, definitely need more movement speed. Oh, I didn't enchant anything. So I can probably get more movement speed on my boots or something. Some of the Sorg items are semi-broken, allowing types to stack on a power is kind of broken. Do you have any examples off the top of your head? I'm trying to remember. That power looks cool. I like it. I'm into it. Like allowing an ultimate to also be a core. Which one does that? That's death throughout the season? Oh. So this is the problem with not enjoying making builds most of the time, is usually I just copy a build and don't really pay attention too much to what I'm actually copying. I just kind of push buttons and hope it works until I figure out like what pattern makes sense. Alright, so that went fine. So we can definitely bump up the... I never masterworked my chest. Okay, so... Do I go straight to Torment 4? No, I don't want you. Or do I go to 3 first? How do you not masterwork all over my chest? Whoa. Whoa. Oh, wait. That one didn't do the thing. Wait, did they fix it? Nope. So... Is it just set right now to where... No? Wait, yeah, maybe? If you hit it on your tempered ones, maybe they get a bonus or something? I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, this is the test server, yeah. Like... How does that... What happened there? Okay, let's enchant some stuff first.
If you want work done, let's get started.
Okay, so this is what they were talking about. That's interesting. So, oh, you can't see it on TikTok. Enchanting something that already has tempers on it, you can re-roll your tempers at the occultist. That's interesting. If that's intended, that's huge. If that's a bug, they should consider making it not a bug. Cause like, it's a little buggy right now. It's a little buggy right now. Don't think you have the time to grind for the pet cat. That was part of the season journey, or was that part of the reliquary? I don't remember. Iris? Yeah, I got Iris, but I don't remember. I feel like I got that pretty fast. But I don't remember for sure. It's part of the season? Okay. That's the T3 one? Okay. Why did I think the owl was the T3 one? I don't know. My memory's awful. But wait. So if you re-roll that, then you can't re-roll anything else. But if that's how they're going to go about it, that's not bad. I would not be mad at that if that's the case. I kind of hope that's not a mistake. Because that just gives us more choice, and I like that a lot. I don't think I need that much cold resist, but I don't want to take it off yet either. Right now I'm just going to focus on taking off like just straight up bad stats. Like this guy. Ew! Thanks for that. Is it not going to give me anything else? Okay. That's a problem. That's definitely a bug. You're like the only person that I've ever seen who listens to Billy Talent. I don't have a ton of them on my playlist, but I do have a handful of songs, like 2 or 3 songs. And I do like the musics. I do like the musics. Playlist pretty good? Yeah, I get a lot of comments on my playlist, which is fun. Okay, so we're gonna kill mana on kill. Okay, this is ugly. Yeah, they need to fix that. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Another happy customer.
Goodbye, items. Now we need to go back to Kmart. This chest is so big, or not chest, the chat is so big. You can't see it on Twitch, but why is it so big? I don't know. I heard it after I said it. You believe there's a bug once it's masterworked, it only gives the range option for the same thing. Yeah, it is a bug on PTR. I've also seen some items that have like 6 greater affixes and stuff. It's a little wonky. Hopefully they get that fixed. All right, so let's try Torment 4 Escalation Sigil. We'll do Mercy's Reach. See how it goes. No idea what to expect here. It's feeling interesting, so I haven't done much. I built my character, and then I did 1 Nightmare Dungeon. So, kind of soon to tell. But it seems more interesting than last season. Oh boy. Torment 4 might not be, I might not be ready for this. Got a Medical Devil's Lettuce card. Oh boy. Go to this trade with her later. She's scared. Okay, so this elite, we're gonna move past that. You can get enough time to get the cat. There's still a month left in the current season. So it seems like I'm gonna have no problem surviving. I'm just gonna have no problem, or I'm gonna have no success killing also. Bet. Hitting with a wet noodle. I'm not worthy yet. This is what happens to you in Pit 97, 98. Yeah. So we might be sticking to Torment 3 for a bit. Ramping. Did death? Pretty much everything got nerfed. Pretty much everything except for Spiritborn. But it's not getting nerfed until the start of the next season. So it seems like most people will be on like an even playing field. I'm guessing I can't change my difficulty between escalating nightmares. I should have gone to Torment 3 first, but I was feeling confident. Why? I don't know. Hey, I mean, at least I'm not dying though. That's something. Like, I remember when people told me that Sorks were squishy. And I always said, where? Keep coming, bub. They are in some cases. If you say so. I'm sure they are. Obols. Do they import your Paragon boards to PTR, or do you have to assign them? If you want to transfer one of your existing characters over, you can. But I did not. But they do give you that option. But since a lot of the builds were modified in some form or fashion, it might be more advantageous to make new ones. Because they're changing a lot with this patch. Pretty much all characters were nerfed in some form or fashion except for the Spiritborn, it seems. Is Sork Lightning Spear playable on controller? I've never played on controller, so I don't really know. If this Arclash build does end up being viable, Arclash for sure would be controller friendly because it's basically melee Sork. The Lightning Spear, I don't know. Probably? Like, ranged builds in this game aren't the same as they were in, like, Diablo 2. Like, you're kind of never really ranged. You're kind of getting in there anyways. So I would think probably. Give Lightning Spear Sork on Season 8. She's pretty tanky. Nice. Project D2's better? I'm not arguing. I think they're both great. But I wanted to try the PTR out and see what next season's all about. Ideally, I need to get my unstable currents cooldown more. How's the Lash of Arcs? Z DPS. I went right to Torment 4 though, so I kind of expected this, but I'm not dying. I did one dungeon in Torment 2, and I cleared it completely fine. But I also don't know what I'm doing as far as build making. So I would expect that somebody who knows what they're doing would be able to make something much better than this. Conditioner is better. I make the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? T4 is 40. I don't know what tier it is anymore. I know they juggled them around a little bit. I don't remember. Something like that. 55, maybe? It's too damn hot for a penguin to just be walking around here. It's Nudie Magazine Day. That's definitely in my top 3 movies, movies that I've watched the most amount of times. I think Pit 40, but I think it's like 55 or something. Oh, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. I think it's like 10, 25, 40, and 55, I think. But I could be wrong. $65? I think it used to be 65. Didn't they change it? Do I have... I wonder. Flip-flop those. Maybe. 55? With Arclash, isn't it ZDPS and unstable currents was the actual yes. So the whole goal is to try to get like unstable currents down to like no cooldown. $10, $25, $40, $55? Okay. Yeah, that's what I said, right? I think that's what I said. Yeah. I'm not a complete idiot. I mean, not for that reason. Genuinely asking why I'm running two-hand weapons, splintering aspect, Moonrise. Do I know if that's the best option? Absolutely not. Do I not? No. I have Rapid? No. Shared Misery, which is... That one... That was a gimmicky idea that I had. And, I don't think it's working very well. How's new season? I'm barely scratching the surface. So far it seems neat, but I don't know yet. What does adaptability do again? Oh, you can make all the recommendations you want. I don't know what I'm doing. I probably should put splintering on somewhere also, but neat Riz for I'm entertained. Kinda.
Anything breaks, the forge is hot.
Alright, what am I doing, Quigs? What do you got for me? Shard of Irithel. I don't like that one though. I don't like Shard of Irithel because then it makes stuff cost mana. The whole reason I like this is because I don't have to focus on mana. What is adaptability? Oh, okay, that's what that solves. Got it. Got it. Is that new? I don't remember that being a thing before. I think I have one. They changed it? Okay. I was gonna say, I don't remember that doing that. Oh, I don't have a good one, though. Can you just get, like, loot? Yes. Sword? Yeah. Then we need an offhand. Parse, brain, parse. Right there. That works. Used to deal more damage when you were over 50 mana. Ah, okay. I see.
Need something forged?
Okay. So then we gotta change this guy to... How do you join the test run? So you have to be on BattleNet on PC, and you just you can go on the launcher here and switch this from the live game to the PTR and just download it and play it. What game is this? Diablo 4. This is the public test realm. In the PTR, is it letting you take your old character? Yeah, you can transfer your old character over. I didn't, though, because I wanted to make something different. Okay, so... Moonrise on the focus.
All right,
Yeah.
Diablo.
Also, do I want to put Splintering Energy on something? Or what is it? Yeah. Do I want to put that somewhere? Maybe. Niggles! You love this song? Hell yeah. Is it just for the PTR, or can we do it all next season? Wait, you mean transferring your old character? That's just the PTR. Yeah, I have Stormswell somewhere. I think. On a ring? Yeah, I have Stormswell here. Rapid's pretty good for Arclash. Control's pretty good. We'll try it like this, but we might switch it. Are you able to transfer the gear from your last seasonal test, or last seasonal that went to Eternal to your new seasonal? No. Seasonal is always a fresh start. I'll hit the attack speed cap with Moonrise. I forgot that existed. I guess it wouldn't show it on the tooltip. I also could look at these. I haven't really looked at these yet, but I'll worry about that later. I missed one. I missed a couple. Smooth. Yeah. Yeah, I realized that. I'm like, why is it showing that? Oh, right. Right. Oh, we gotta do the thing. Gotta do the thing. How you doing, Nichols? It's really nice having practically unlimited Omnisite. Seasonal power do poison, so you get extra Talrasha stacks. Okay. Good call. Oh, I'm not using Talrashas. Should probably get one of those. You good? Did way too much sleeping. Had a dream about an ex. You know how it be? I had a dream about an ex the other day also. Weird. That works. Okay, we'll get rid of control, I guess.
Precious stones to catch the light. Come and see.
That there is worth it.
I also thought, like, I think there's a helmet that also is pretty good. Is it Godslayer? That's good for basic builds? Nope. I want to say there was a helm that I thought about using. Not that one. I don't remember what it was, though. Good for bosses? Yeah, probably. amazing, but it seems a little better. Nobody saw that. Didn't happen. So what? Exactly. Exactly. Nothing. Nothing happened. So go Starless, I help with mana and DPS. Okay. Instead of Storm Swell or instead of Tall Rashas? But personally, I would love to make a build that doesn't require a mythic. Decimating everything with Death Trap broke. 14 billion crits. Nice. Is that a Storm Swell? No idea about any Paragon. Yeah, the Paragon, I just kind of said YOLO. I'm sure somebody like Makuna or Roxy will put out a build for Arclash at some point. I don't even know what's killing me. How's the premium battle pass working this season? So the current season, it works fine-ish. It's different than it used to be. It's the Reliquary now. But I'm currently playing the PTR for next season. Gotta move. Was there fire? Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to it. Oh, those? Yeah. Good call. I'm so auto, like, just focused on, like, my damage numbers. Wasn't paying attention to what's happening. Gotta make dinner? Alright, take it easy. Let's move over there. Is it the same as Season 8, though? Is what you mean on Season 9? Oh, they haven't announced yet. We don't know anything about the Season Pass in Season 9 yet. Uh-oh. You hate the new season battle pass this season? I liked it the old way. I don't mind the reliquary system, like, at its core. I just think that they need to offer more things in it to match what we used to get. And then ideally, because a lot of people don't like the change to the way that they did platinum, move that how it used to be also. But I like the flexibility of being able to go after the items that we want in the order that we want them. I thought that was nice. Finished the reliquaries in a bit over a week. Yeah, it didn't take too long. Wish we could get platinum instead of redeeming cosmetics. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, if there's stuff that you know you'll never use, trade it in for platinum instead, use towards the next season or whatever. Okay. We cleared a room. We cleared a room, chat. We did it. This is fine. Although, this is at 300 Paragon, so that's pretty rough. I'm assuming it's not actually going to be this difficult, and it's just that my build isn't good. Because Riz made it himself. And just Arclash hasn't really been viable in a while, and I'm guessing it just kind of still isn't. But hopefully somebody's much smarter than me figures that out. Much better at build making. We'll say that instead.
Move.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. You're not seeing any billions? This build was always about doing a ton of small numbers really, really quickly. It was never good at popping off the huge numbers. At least I'm in the millions. You know, like 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. Ooh, 4 million. Crushing it. What does my gear look like right now? So I'm on the PTR. And just kind of slapped together from like random legendaries they gave me really quick. Also, you'll notice the tempers, or sorry, the masterworks are a little bugged right now. Seems like when there's a bunch of dudes all clumped up like this, it definitely works a little better. How much you gotta pay for the new DLC? The new DLC has not been announced yet. Unless you're talking about Vessel of Hatred, which came out almost a year ago at this point. Did they change the way you do Masterworks at all? You just hate going back to the very beginning? So they haven't announced any changes yet, but they have confirmed that they're working on figuring out a new system for it. Which, it definitely sounds like the most common suggestion is just, instead of going back all the way, it goes back to like the last 4 breakpoint or whatever. But, yeah, nothing's changed yet. Yeah, this is PTR, yeah. How much was the 1-year DLC? It was 40 at launch for like the standard version, I think. But it often goes on sale for like 20 bucks. And I expect that they'll be similarly priced moving forward. I think it was 35-ish when you got it. Possibly. I know at launch the base version was 40. And then there was like an $80 Ultimate Edition or whatever. Or 70. I think it was 70. 60? I don't remember. My memory doesn't memory these days. Alright, let's just pull you with me. Path of Exile. This is Diablo 4. This is the public test realm for next season. Lethal Shrine. Let's see if that makes a difference. A little bit. Still seems kind of steep. I mean, I don't know. It's either that or like a monthly subscription. I don't know. I think $40 for a DLC is pretty fair, especially if you're gonna get thousands and thousands of hours out of it. Like, if you're somebody who's just going to buy it just to play through the campaign one time and never touch it again, definitely not worth it. But if you're going to play every season and play a bunch of characters and do all the things, then I think it's worth it. We're tickling him. I saw 10 million. I saw it. I saw it. How many classes are there? 6? Barbarian, Druid, Necromancer, Sorcerer, Rogue, Spiritborn. So, I got through Torment 2, no problem. Torment 4, I'm getting through it, but it's taking forever. So Torment 3 should feel pretty good, right? Honestly, thinking about getting back into D4, but you got a ton to catch up on. Well, a new season is probably going to be starting in about a month, which would probably be a good time to catch back up. If you haven't done the expansion yet, though, you might want to do that before the new season comes out. It doesn't really matter, but that's what I would probably do. Unless you don't care about seasons, but I strongly feel like seasonal is the best way to play this game because it's the way to keep the game fresh. Seasonal definitely, yeah. They brought them back, but what's Spiritborn? So Spiritborn is a brand new class that was it's like a D4 original. It's kind of like a monk from Diablo 3 in a lot of ways, but it's like, imagine like a monk that has like fast melee attacks, but it also channels like animal spirits to come along and like do damage for you occasionally, and I don't know, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. I like it a lot. Think of it like a shaman. A little shamanish, yeah. If a monk and a shaman had a baby. Generate 100,000 runic offering. I don't even know what runic offering is. Should I know what that is? I'm not killing many. Nope, nope. We're playing tickle fight. I'm not killing him, he's not killing me. You just need a Crusader, you want your Bell build? I definitely think in the next expansion we're probably going to get a Paladin or Crusader or something along those lines. Some kind of Holy Sword and Board class. Yeah, me and Tomb Lord, we're having a tickle fight. And the sad part is this is only the first dungeon in my 3-dungeon escalation. But I think after I kill him, we're probably going to bail and go to Torment 3. What build is this? So I am not a build maker, but I decided I wanted to try to put together an Arclash build because it hasn't been viable in like several seasons, and they said that they wanted to make basic skill builds good again. So I tried putting it together. Clearly it's not ready for Torment 4, but at least I'm staying alive. Torment 4 humbles you so much. Yeah, they made it to where it's not a cakewalk anymore. So the fact that I'm even staying alive makes me happy. Then again, it did insta-make me Paragon 300, so that says something. The fact that this is just a dungeon boss on Paragon 300. I really wish that I had like a well-made build guide so I knew if it was the build or if it was just, if this is how hard it's supposed to be now. T4 is easy, but you need your ducks in a row. On the PTR though, because they've changed it. Yeah, I made this build myself. So I played Arclash in the past using other people's build, but it's been several seasons since it was really viable. So I was kind of doing it by, like off memory from what I remembered back then. Like I feel like my aspects and skills are decent. My Paragon board, probably a mess. Having a PTR, yeah. So like with all the nerfs and stuff, I think that Torment 4 is going to be a lot more interesting this season. But we'll see. And I know people will cry because people aren't going to be able to just blast Torment 4 like week 1 or like day 2 or whatever. But like, in my opinion, having longer legs to a season is a good thing. But I'm sure people will still find broken builds that just pump. They always do. You want Season 1 Rogue back? What was Season 1? Was that Twisting Blades? What was the popular build back then? I don't even remember. What's up, Roberto? How you doing? Guys, we got him to halfway. Can you imagine I die now? That would be heartbreaking. Just got off Diablo again and started Expedition 33, probably one of the best games. That game is so good. I'm only at early Act 2, but I'm enjoying it so much, and I've been like playing a little bit here and there to kind of savor it, but it is so good. It is so good. Yeah, Death Trap is meta right now. That's what my rogue is now. You're contemplating getting back into Diablo? I mean, it's pretty good. Like, the changes that they've made over the last couple of years have been really, really good. I mean, in a lot of ways, they made the game way more casual. So, some people are going to like that, some people aren't. However, they are still trying to keep, at least Torment 4 is, like, a little bit more difficult. Yeah, I think the game's gotten pretty fun. I still wish that they would have more seasonal stuff stick around and persist into like the base game. But I do like with this upcoming season, they did say a lot of the changes that they're making are sticking around in the base game, like the new escalation dungeon stuff, which is what I'm doing right now. It is a permanent thing now. Not standing that. You still need to buy the expansion for Spearborn. Yep. I think you always will. I know they did do, at one point, there was like a trial where you could play them for free without the expansion, but for like a permanent unlock, yeah, I think so. What build am I doing? So, I was just talking about this a few minutes ago, but so I am not a build maker, but I've always loved the Arclash build. But the last few seasons, it hasn't really been viable. But I decided, because they focused on trying to make basic skill builds good again, I wanted to try to make it from memory of what I played in previous builds. I'm not doing a whole lot of damage to these bosses, but at least I'm surviving, so, you know, maybe I'll need to bring it back to Torment 3 for a little bit. But yeah, so this is one that I made real quick. I'm sure it could be improved significantly. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, it's an Arclash Sorceress. I just played Blood Spear. I don't like Necro. I wish I did. I wish I did. I am not a Necro enjoyer. How am I liking the season? So I'm on the PTR for Season 9, and it has a lot of potential. I'm excited to get in there in July. You'd suggest Spiritborn expansion? Yeah, like, the Spiritborn expansion adds so much more than just the Spiritborn. Like, it adds 2 new game modes in the Cross Undercity and the Dark Citadel. It adds rune words, it adds mercenaries. Like, there's a lot more than just the Spiritborn. So if you're somebody who plays this game a lot, it's definitely worth picking up if you can, if you can afford it. And it does go on sale pretty often. Arc Lash is trash. You hate it. So it hasn't been good in a long time, but I'm trying to bring it back. We'll see. We'll see if it happens. I just like the simplicity of it, honestly. Die! Yeah, right. We almost got him. I almost noped out, so the fact that I'm, this close to killing him, that feels kind of good. Imagine I die right now. Oh god, no, 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 no! Oh my god, that was so close. This is fine. Everything is fine. Die already! You lose your resist in the black? What? We did it, chat. We did it. It only took 86 years. Quack, quack. Okay. Oh yeah, I know. I was trying to get out of it, but I was stuck there. All right, we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna try Torment 3, see if that goes any better. Also, I could be using elixirs and stuff. That'd probably be a good idea. But all right. What is this? Diablo 4 Season 9 Public Test Realm. What a difference. So this is Torment 3. How much longer we got till Season 9? So there's no official date yet, but if you go based on the Reliquary ending date that we currently have in Season 8, it looks like it's going to be July 1st. Is Season 9 a skip? I don't know. I think Season 9 looks better than Season 8. As far as how much better, that remains to be seen. But I have a feeling this season's going to be a lot more fun.
We are
It still makes me sad though. It seems like a big portion of the player base thought season 7 was going to be a skip and skipped it, but season 7 ended up being one of my favorites of all time.
It is a blessing to be able to pen and send their demented souls back to hell.
But yeah, I think July 1st looks like a pretty safe bet right now for season 9. Also, I think next Tuesday looks pretty promising for an anniversary event. Or an anniversary reliquary. What up, Jay? How you doing? How you doing? Salut. So glad it's not Monday. Today was kind of a Monday-ish Tuesday, though, huh? I only speak English, but I'm guessing you want to see my build, or you want to know what my build is. I'm playing an Arclash Sorceress on the Season 9 PTR. That I just kind of threw together. And I'm sure other people will come out with much better versions of it. Or at least I hope they do, because I want to play it. It seems a little too weak for Torment 4, but it's doing just fine in Torment 3, so that's good. You've been at 99 points for over a month? Yeah, same. Although I'm curious, if they do an anniversary reliquary, is it going to be something where we just use the same currency as everything else, or is it going to be like the Berserk stuff where we need its own currency? Could go either way. Monday is Tuesday ever? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little better. That's a little better. I'm out of juice. Might be Berserk-like? Yeah, I don't know. They have not confirmed. Wait, I thought I had all the manuals. Weird. Alright. So, teleport to next dungeon. Forgotten Wisdom, Blast Wave Shrines, Monster Poison Damage, Monster Corpse Explosion. Okay, bet. It's weird not having any of my transmog stuff. So they said that the dungeons are supposed to get harder. Now I don't know if that only means they get harder because the affixes stack, or if they also get like more damage, more health, that kind of stuff. First impressions are it looks like the affixes just stack, but remains to be seen. Also, what is this portal symbol? What is this? Horadrim Gateway. Old Stones. Horadrim Strong Room. Oh, Strong Room. So yeah, the way the dungeons work now, it's the escalation dungeons. There's 3 different dungeons that progressively get more difficult, and at the end you fight Astaroth, which was the boss in the campaign from Act 2. But yeah, it seems like you can only do 3. Like 3 escalated dungeons back to back. This portal's not working. There it goes. I would love to see them make it to where it does much more than 3. Horadrim Attunement. Is this just like the gauntlet? Oh, maybe not. This is different. So this is a strong room, which is also all monster kills grant +2 Horadrim Attunement for 10 seconds. For 10 seconds? Oh, so the attunement... For each shrine interacted, evade cooldown +5 seconds. Monster kills +25 Horadrim Attunement for 10. How does the Horadrim Attunement work? Pillars will tether nearby lunatics. Killing them grants 8 Horadrim Attunement. Monsters can drop swiftest motes on death. Are they bringing back Horadrim Cube? Not yet, or at least nothing confirmed. I'm guessing if they bring back a cube, it'll probably be with an expansion, though. I don't think they would just do it with a season. How many of these do I get to pick? Can I pick all of them? 3. Okay. What is this? So I'm on the PTR for Season 9, and this is one of the new Horadrim strong rooms, which is inside of an escalated dungeon. So there's a lot going on. Can't wait then? Yeah, it seems interesting. One thing that I don't know, though, is this all torment only, or are we going to do this stuff while we're leveling, too? I'm not sure. It probably said, and I don't remember. Dungeon inside a dungeon inside a dungeon inside a dungeon? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dungeons needed love big time. So I was really glad when I saw that they were reworking Nightmare Dungeons. So there's regular dungeons that, like regular Nightmare Dungeons, now have more affixes in the pool. So that's cool. Then there's also escalated dungeons, which have those same affixes, I believe, but they have 3 tiers to them that keep stacking on top of each other, and then have a cool new boss at the end of them. And then inside of those, you can get portals to strong rooms. Nightmare Dungeons were kind of boring. A little bit. Like, I still enjoy doing them because they broke up the monotony of doing, like, just doing Infernal Hordes or just doing pits or whatever. But I couldn't do Nightmare Dungeons all the time either. But I'm glad that they're shaking things up. So there's a good chance. Oh, Blood Bishop just in the middle of this thing. Weird. Diablo 2 is the best. I'm not going to argue with you. I think Diablo 2 is fantastic. It's easily in my top 3 games of all time. Easily. But I think this game's good too. Grand Horadrim Cache. Alright, bet. You wish the cube from Diablo 2 as part of Season 9. I think if we're going to get a cube, they're going to save that for an expansion. But I do think we'll get some kind of cube at some point. We now have purple and red totems. Were they? I didn't notice. Is this empty now? Okay, everything's inactive now. Got it. So once you get the portal, get out of here. Alright, back to the regular dungeon. But yeah, I think this build might be good enough to like level with and play for a while. And then wait for somebody to figure out what like the meta build is before I tackle Torment 4. But hey, that's fine. Or maybe somebody comes up with a better build for, like a better version of this build that can handle Torment 4. You knew some who downloaded an AI self-farming and had like 4 characters running at once? In this game or in Diablo 2? Because in Diablo 2, guilty. A long time ago. Thank you for the heart me. Appreciate it. Who do I think will be the next character in the next... I think it'll be something like a Paladin or Crusader. I think it's going to be a Holy Sword and Board type. But if it's not, I still think it would be fun. But I think that so many people want it, they'd be kind of dumb to not listen. And because I think we're probably going to be sailing west to where Tristram and West March and those kind of areas are, a Paladin would make a lot of sense. I know people said like paladins are like gone from the world or whatever, so maybe, you know, another name for a class similar. A Templar, a Valkyrie, something like that. Bring back the Witch Doctor from Diablo 3. I know, so a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say that they want a Witch Doctor back, which is interesting because in Diablo 3, Witch Doctor was by far the least played class. That said, I do think they were cool, and I would be open to them coming back. Although, with the Necromancer and the Spiritborn in the game, I feel like a lot of their stuff is, like, there'd be a lot of overlap there. Like, the Spiritborn does a ton of poison stuff. We got all the summoning stuff through the Necro already. So I don't know where it would fit, but... Yeah, Sword and Board seems like something they need in this game. Like, the fact that a Necro is the only class that can even equip a shield is weird. Why are you still pulsing? On the map, it's still pulsing. I don't know why. Do I go back in just for funsies? Imagine this is like completely refreshed and I could just do this again. Only class that can, and they basically never do? Yeah, exactly. What are you guys doing here? Just kind of hanging out by the portal? Alright, plop the thing in the thing. Wait. I dropped it when I went through the portal. Heck! Heckity heck heck. Thanks, game. Oh, what's the season power? So the seasonal power is this, which at first glance, it looks a lot like we have in Season 8, right? But it's a little different in that I just realized I never powered any of these up, so I can get a lot more power of these. But basically, you get to pick one of your spells on your bar, right? So currently, I have my right-click button, which is number 6 on here, which links up with my Unstable Currents, my ultimate skill. So when I hit Unstable Currents on a 15-second cooldown, I use Celestial Surge. You have 5 options. You can do Disintegrate, Celestial Surge, Astral Pillar, Propulsion, or Cosmic Anomaly. So you pick one of those 5, link it to one of your spells. And then on top of that, you can convert the damage type to Fire, Shadow, Cold, Poison, or Lightning. And then on top of that, you get 3 modifier powers that you can socket in here, similar to the one in the current season. So it's kind of like an elevated version of last season's power. But then on top of that, there's new dungeons called escalated dungeons, and inside of those, there's strong rooms, and so there's a bunch of stuff going on kind of over top of each other. What's the easiest way to beat Belial? Probably using Party Finder. I've only ever done it solo. It took me a couple tries to learn the fight, but once I learned it, it wasn't too bad. It's a meta boss power? Kinda. I do wish that they would come up with something that isn't just socket these things into your board. I wish they would have, like Diablo 3, I thought did it in a really cool way, where like, some seasons it was new items that dropped. Some seasons it was an altar in town. Some seasons it was a new portal that you go through. It's like, this one seems to have multiple layers stacking on top of each other, but they all feel samey season to season. They're a little different, but they're samey. Okay, so let's just pump these up and see how much of a difference that makes. Need to bring back the season armor like D3? You mean like sets? Bring back Roger Cube. It's not a Diablo game. I agree with that. I do think we'll get a cube eventually. It's just a matter of when. You wish they'd make it to where certain powers are needed against certain bosses. That'd be neat. Yeah, seasonal sets were cool, but until we have sets in the game, that's not really viable. But I would not be surprised if sets... Like, they put out a survey, like 2 months ago at this point, and in the survey, they talked about both sets and charms from Diablo 2. Suggesting like that they might be considering putting them into the next expansion. We're just gonna level all these, aren't we? Can I max it? I wish that like Shift F would just max it, but you love Diablo. I feel like they need to do more in-game season updates to keep the game more fresh. So from the interview that Brent Gibson did with Riker when they announced the roadmap for the next year, he very much made it sound like the remainder of the seasons for the current expansion are aimed at fixing core issues with the game. This season is Nightmare Dungeons, next season is Infernal Hordes, and it sounds like next year with the next expansion, they plan on taking bigger swings with seasons, so hopefully they're more interesting. Hopefully. Okay, immediately I do feel stronger, so that's good. I feel like it's too copy and paste and more focused on the next event. I think so too. But like what I was just saying, like it sounds like this season or this expansion, like the remainder of this expansion, they're kind of in maintenance mode. They're just kind of doing like bare minimum seasons. But it sounds like their goal is to have bigger seasons with the next expansion. Hopefully that's not just, you know, saying one thing and then they continue doing the same thing. But we'll see. Yeah, I definitely wish that they would take more inspiration from what previous Diablo games have done, plus other games in the genre and other games out of the genre. Like doing stuff like a tower defense season, or like how PoE did like the basically Farmville season, or, you know, bringing in elements from different genres into seasons to do stuff. I think it would be super cool. Hopefully they learn or else the game might die. I don't think it'll ever truly die as long as, you know, as long as they keep putting out new seasons. I think people will continue playing. But I think they will see their numbers start dwindling a little bit. But I don't know. I think this season is definitely a step up from Season 8. Like, Season 9 looks like it's going to be much better than the current season. The only thing that Blizzard knows how to do is nerf the characters. Honestly, I don't have a problem with that at all. I think that builds were getting too strong. Like, I think that outliers needed to be nerfed. But if they're going to do that, they also need to move the rewards around. Like locking pets behind Torment 4 was a terrible idea. And I'm glad that they changed that last minute for Season 8. But what's the powers this season? They basically... So in season... I'm playing the Season 9 PTR. And so the power for this is you basically craft your own spell. There's 5 options, like as bases, and you tie that base to one of your abilities. So currently I have it set to where when I use my unstable currents, it starts like raining meteor things from the sky, which is what those purpley greeny things are, those guys right there. So you pick one of the 5 spells and they all behave different ways, and then you can assign a different element to it to change what kind of like damage type it does, and then you get a bunch of other choices and you get to pick 3 of the other modifiers to add on top of it. So it's kind of like Season 8, but escalated in several ways. They're going to lock pets behind... That's how it was in Season 7. The seasonal pet reward was locked behind Torment 4. But that was also a season where it was easy to do Torment 4. But then they made Torment 4 more difficult, but they kept the pet there, and people immediately called them out on it. Like, within 3 seconds of them saying, we want to make Torment 4 feel more aspirational, I was on their Discord saying, hey, if you're going to do that, that's cool, but you can't lock pets behind it. And, like, a week before the season, they announced that they were moving it to Torment 3. So that was a good call. And when I say pets, I mean just the one earnable pet from that season. Phew. They didn't nerf Bloodwave, and they don't bring out patches to fix stuff often enough. You thought you meant you couldn't use pets. Oh, no. Yeah, no, just the unlockable one. I can see where you would have thought that, though. Okay, so that went better. Horadrim Materials Reserve, more Omnisite. Love to see that one. Love to see that one. You think they have it a little too hard to upgrade glyphs? So I think they actually made it easier, because now they made it to where you can level your glyphs like by doing lower tier pits. I don't know. I mean, if your goal is to get your glyphs to 100, then yes, they made it harder. but that was intended. And like that's not a requirement. As long as you can get them to 46, everything else after that is just kind of a bonus. That's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. What did I... Okay, I don't know why I just got that achievement. That's weird. Okay. Can only get to 91 on yours. I mean, yeah, at that point, who cares? Like, I mean, if you're trying to blast high tier pits, I guess, but like, the difference between 91 and 100 isn't a huge deal. But like, it used to be to where your chance would drop down to 0, and it doesn't anymore. So now, like, you'll always still have a low chance to level your glyphs. Like, even if you're doing like a tier, what is the minimum? Like 65 or something to level them? I don't remember what it is exactly. But you can like just like speed farm and have like a very low chance to level them up still. This game went in the wrong direction after Vampire Season was done. We wanted more D2 things updated. I both agree and disagree with that statement. I think the game has continually gotten better, but I would like to see more D2 elements. Have they done survey about they should do more like D2 or D3? They did put out a survey like a month or two ago, and there were several things on there talking about wanting to bring in set items and charms and stuff like that. You love my content? I appreciate that. Also, we're going to be fighting Astaroth soon, and I'm excited to see that fight. PvP has and always will be trash. Yeah, so like, I feel like they had this big plan to do PvP in this game, but then like, not many people did it, so they kind of just stopped caring. Charms can be tricky. Yeah, I feel like if they're going to do charms, they need to do it like Last Epoch does, and have like a separate inventory for them. Like, make it to where it's like a little thing that pops out of the side of your inventory somewhere, like over here or something, like slides out. Or like have it like here or something. Like where, like by your knees. I don't know. Surprised they haven't done a PvP special season. I don't think enough people care about PvP in this game, honestly. Like, I'm surprised they haven't done any PvP updates, but like, I don't think they would ever do a whole season around it. I think PvPers in this game is a very, like definitely a minority. Need to let your dad know about set items ASAP. So set items are not confirmed, but they did talk about them in the survey. So hopefully. I definitely said I would love to see set items, but I also put feedback in there that like if they do set items, I don't want them to feel like Diablo 3 sets where they feel mandatory. I want them to feel like alternate solutions. Like, there might be a good set for a build, for an identity, like a class identity that you want to play, but I don't want them to be like D3 sets where they're so strong you basically can't play anything else. Biggest flop is Dark Citadel. So Dark Citadel's a weird one. It's like, they made this system that it's super fun to like learn it and do it the first time, but yeah, there's no real reason to replay it. I did it maybe 5 times, and like, I was over it. If they refreshed it every season with new seasonal mechanics, that could be cool. If there was some kind of reward from it. But yeah, just to like put it out there and then not update the rewards. They made it sound like there was going to be like new cosmetics for it every season, and then they just didn't really do anything. I do think that the core system is cool though. Like, I like the mode. It just doesn't have replayability. I don't know why I'm collecting like Obdicite, because I have literally 9 billion Obdicite on this character. Whatever happened to intensity spells they were so proud of? From what they say, they still exist, but I never notice it. Are they changing anything about XP gains in Season 9? I think they were happy with the XP in Season 8. I think that was the one thing in Season 8 they actually liked. And I thought it felt good in Season 8. I like Season 8 leveling speed. Honestly, I liked Season 1 leveling speed. Am I using Enlightenment? I am not. I am using Veer's Mastery. Is that the right call? I have no idea. I haven't played Arclash in several seasons, and I couldn't really find like a recent Arclash build, and I am not a build maker, so I just kind of threw something together. So, for any Twitch viewers, have you noticed anything different today? Just out of curiosity. Let me big mode the screen. That may or may not help. What's causing the green stuff to rain down? So that is the Season 9 seasonal mechanic. So you pick one of these abilities and link it to one of your spells. So I have it linked to my Unstable Currents. And then you can change the element type to fire, shadow, cold, poison, lightning. Yeah, this is a Season 9 PTR. And then you can also further modify it with these guys. Although I'm wondering, maybe I don't want to put it on Unstable Currents. What does it say? It's a 11.2 second cooldown, and this is 25, so we could potentially have it happen more often. Does it scale? Casting Unstable Currents, stun... Oh, wait. I'm reading the wrong tooltip. Put it on teleport. You don't think you noticed the thing, but now I want to know what it is. So it's not on the screen, or it's not on my canvas. When people say D4 bad, what do they mean? That they don't enjoy the game. You wish they did like D2 and did hire mercenary instead of add gear to them? Oh, and add gear to them. Got it. So yeah, I think they're saving gearing the mercenaries for a future expansion. I think that they rolled it out baseline, and then they're going to add to the system later on. I think we'll probably get like an additional mercenary tab. Oh, I never hired a mercenary. Say words in chat. Wait. This was the third dungeon. I thought there was only 3. Is there 4 in Astaroth at the end of the 4th one? Name game, Diablo 4. Oh, Astaroth Slayer. Bet.
Moo.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. All right, new boss fight. Hold on, I want to explore this whole area. Oh, it's small. Okay. You wish they brought PTR to consoles? Yeah, so I know for a while they were talking about wanting to do that, but then they realized because they want to have the ability to push updates quickly, and like console has to go through like certifications and stuff to actually get put onto the console, it's just not worth it for them. But hopefully someday that changes. All right, Astaroth. I missed you. I haven't seen you in a long time. So for this, I kind of wish I was on Torment 4, because I feel like he's dying very quickly. But he's also not a layer boss. Is there going to be a second phase, or is this it? Is he going to jump off and I have to fight the dude now? Or is that it? Oh, yep. The amalgam of rage. What's happening? I'll catch up on chat here in a second. Okay, so this is a little more interesting. We gotta do circles. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Puppy's back. What's up, Movie Talks? How you doing? Do you think they'll do what they did in D3 and add more torments? I think there's a very good chance that they do add more torments. If you look at the screen that you can change your torment difficulty, you notice there's a very obvious gap to the right of the current torment tiers. And one day I brought it into Photoshop, and it fits perfectly 3 more torment tiers. So I think they could easily go to 7. They could also make it scroll further or change the UI if they wanted to add more beyond that, but I think 7 would be a good place to go next. Or go 5 and then wait a while, then go 6, then wait a while, then go 7. So they definitely could. There's definitely room for that. Okay, puppy's down. Okay, I'm really glad that this fight was a little bit more interesting than just beat the dog down. What build is this? This is Arclash, which has not really been a viable build for several seasons. But they were talking about wanting basic builds to be good again, so I tried putting one together. Although I'm not a build maker, and I just kind of threw something together. So I'm sure somebody will come up with a better version of it. It's handling Torment 3 fine, but it was very rough in Torment 4. Yeah, this is PTR, yeah. Am I gonna die after the boss fight? What's happening? Why am I taking so much damage right now? That was weird. Anyways, okay. Well, that was cool. I had a dot on. Yeah, it was like a killer dot that lasted way after the boss fight. How do you have so much storage in D2? Oh, in D2, I was playing a mod called Project Diablo 2 that adds a lot more, like a dedicated charm stash or charm inventory. Plus a lot of additional quality of life stuff. I like that you can favorite Town Hub now. Yeah, super nice. Super nice. Pew. I feel like they should have done runes like D2. So I'm actually planning on making a YouTube video about that specifically. They still could. The idea that I'm going to pitch to them eventually is to basically make it to where in endgame we can get ancestral white items to drop, and white items only can have more sockets in them, and then we can use the existing runes like Diablo 2 runes to make ancient rune words or something along those lines. I think that could be a super cool system. Do I hit trillions in season 9, or is it going to be a dead season? So I'm playing a build that I slapped together, and I am not a build maker. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm clearing stuff in Torment 3 completely fine. I'm sure people who know how to make good builds are going to make stuff way better than what I made. It's a good quality camera. I appreciate it. I'm sorry about my face, though. Is Spearborn more dex or int dex? They need to make it that you can level up runes, not just RNG. You mean like the way that in Diablo 2, like a certain rune would transition into the next one, and it was, yeah. I was surprised that they didn't do that, and I would prefer that system as well. I don't expect it, but I did like that system better. Sir? What? Sir what? Sir what? Okay, so we did the escalating nightmares. We did the strong rooms. Is there anything else that I want to try on PTR? What is this? Layer bosses. There's no new layer bosses. Eyes of the enemy. Investigate the commotion in Zarbinzet. That is Infernal Hordes. There's a quest for Infernal Hordes. That's probably an old quest. I think overpower builds are the most fun, and you heard they're nerfing them, so they might take a season off. So overpower builds were fun because they were so brokenly strong that nothing else stood a chance. They're nerfing them by 80%. How's the PTR going? Honestly, it seems super fun to me. I really like the new systems. Because like the fact that I'm putting together a build and was already able to do some stuff fairly easily. I do not make builds. I have never made my own build, but I was able to slap something together that was pretty strong. Now, admittedly, I started Paragon 300, so I have a lot of extra power. I have gear, like I just printed gear. So it's going to be a little different, but I think that progression is going to be probably pretty good this season. But once people that know how to make builds much better than me get a hold of things, I'm excited to see what they cook. They're digging them as a grave and burying them. I mean, I think overpower is still going to be strong. It's so overpowered right now that I think that even with an 80% nerf, it's still going to be strong. This is the Season 9 PTR. So this is the Horadrim powers. Meow. How's the new season feel? It feels good so far. Without the seasonal quest line and stuff, it's hard to really know. But like it's always hard to gauge off PTR because like we don't have everything, and if we boost, like we don't feel the progression as it's intended to play throughout the season. Like they give us the gear, they give us the Paragon points, so it's hard to gauge. But based on what I've seen, I really like the escalated Nightmare Dungeon stuff, and like the strong rooms seemed neat. The powers seem kind of like an evolution on last season. Like I think it feels better. The one thing I'm curious about though is like they talked about how in season 8 having the apparition incursions being the only thing we did while we leveled being boring. Like what are we going to be doing while we're leveling this coming season? Because I think the elevated dungeon things, the escalated dungeons, I think those are only in Torment. So what are we going to, like, do they have something that they're not telling us that we're going to be doing while we're leveling? I'm not sure. You want a Hydra build? Yeah, the Hydra build looks like it's going to be sick this season, this upcoming season. Making, like, one gigantic Hydra. Do you think Spearborn will feel better than Spearborn Season 8? Yes. Yes. I think it's going to feel much more balanced with the other classes. Best place to level, you're level 10. On the live server, I would say probably Helltide. Shadow Step Flurry Rogue trying to get it to T4. Do it. Hell yeah. Like when I'm leveling personally, I like doing a mix of things just because I get burnt out on doing the same thing over and over and over forever. So for the Spiritborn, which build were you trying? Am I gonna see brand new? I don't really do a whole lot of live music. I don't know if they're coming anywhere near me or not. Probably not. Helltide and Apparitions. Yeah, the Apparitions, I did them because I needed the powers and stuff, right? But I found them pretty boring. Although I do feel like they were good for the Behelits. You switched from Poison at first to the Quill Volley. So I had a ton of fun playing Quill Volley. I really enjoyed Quill Volley. Like, from level 1, I enjoyed it. But when I played it, it was Season 6, and it was the brand new thing. So, like, everybody was, like, bouncing ideas back and forth, and people were constantly figuring out better and, like, more and more ways to improve it. But that was the build that I spent a long time playing. What are the Behelits for? So, they're doing a Berserk crossover right now, and Behelits are used to unlock the cosmetics for the Berserk event. Why did you hear the cow level? Anytime someone follows me on Twitch or on TikTok, it plays one of the random cow sounds. Diablo 4 cow level confirmed?
No.
Quill Volley was fun. You just felt like it bottlenecked. It did. So yeah, Spiritborn was definitely the weakest class in Season 8. But now it seems kind of like they took all the other classes and brought them down to where the Spiritborn were. So that's going to be kind of the baseline. So if you're not, falling way behind everybody else, you're going to feel okay. But hopefully they just adjusted the difficulty of everything else to compensate for the nerfs. Hopefully. And that's what this PTR is going to be really useful. Is all the people who are like dedicated theory crafters, they're going to be able to test everything and see, what's going to continue to be good, what's going to start sucking, what needs to be improved, all that stuff. You've seen people straight up say they're skipping Season 9 because of the adjustments. Seems a bit outrageous reaction. Yeah, like, I get that nerfs suck, but I think at the start of a season, as long as as long as they adjust other things to compensate, I think it's fine. Like, if you're doing 1 trillion damage and bosses have 1 trillion health, if they nerf you to where you're doing 1 million damage and they nerf the bosses to do, 1.5 million health, I think that's okay. If they keep the bosses where they're at and nerf you like crazy, then it's going to feel bad. But they have to be compensating in some way. You like that idea, not having a single class far above the rest? I think that's always been the goal, is to try to have, not to have these crazy outliers. But, there's just so many really good theory crafters that they always find these broken builds that the devs just did not anticipate. And because of the processes of having their games approved for all the consoles and stuff, it's hard to push out updates to, nip them in the bud quick enough to where it doesn't get out of control. Which, they were talking about, trying to do nerfs early in a season if there were outliers. But, for them, early in the season is 3 weeks, and by that point people are already so invested in their builds that it feels bad to nerf them at that point. So I don't know. I don't know how PoE rolls out updates so quickly, but for Diablo they say that it takes them a while to go through certification and all that stuff. I don't know if it's a difference between a AAA game dev versus, I don't know, what's GGG considered, a AA? I don't even know. There's some crazy theory crafted builds so that you couldn't wrap your brain. Yeah, people are so smart. They're so good at combining things in ways that the devs just never imagined to think about. Some wild stuff. And I'm really hoping that somebody who's much better at it comes up with a good Arclash build that's actually capable of Torment 4. Because I think this build is super fun to play, but I am not good at build crafting. So I just threw something together, and it's doing okay in Torment 3. But in Torment 4... I don't think it's going to hang. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What do I want to try? I could try and do a layer boss, see how that goes. Arclash looks fun. Arclash is the first build that I ever played when this game came out, so it's a little nostalgia for me. Because, I just remember when it first came out, everybody else was, their damage numbers were boo, boo, boo. And Arclash was just like machine gun all over the screen. I'm like, that looks fun. Like, sure, the numbers aren't as big, but there's so many happening. You want to do some kind of druid build, but early druid feels slow. Early druid is probably the slowest character for sure, but once you get them going, they cook. And the pulverized poison puddles looks really fun. I'm curious if that's going to scale well, because if it does, that build could be super fun to play this season. Like, I want to try that. I want to try a Hydra Sork. What was the new Barb thing? I know Barb's got a new thing, but I don't remember what it did. I mean, all the classes did, but what's the new powers looking like? So the little, those guys, the little purple and green things that are falling from the sky, that's the power that I'm using. So this season is basically craft your own spell. And so you get 5 choices of base spells that you attach to one of your spells. And then you can change the elemental type that it does, and then get 3 additional modifiers on top of that, depending on like how you want to build it. So it seems kind of interesting, and I just got my ass kicked. May do Druid Season 9 full commit? Do it. Hell yeah. You want to go Rogue Season 9 because you've never been bored with it? Rogues are pretty cool. So yeah, this is the seasonal power. So I chose Celestial Surge, and I linked it to my teleport. I did have an Unstable Currents, but I figure teleport's probably better. Well, let's see. Pulls in all surrounding enemies. A torrent of stars follows randomly strike area 20 times. Actually, I'm already using Raiment, so I don't need a pull. So maybe I move it to my Frost Nova. Let's try that. So I also make it poison. That way it's giving me more Tel Rasha stacks. And then I'm making it to where it has a specialized stun effect. 25% chance to stun and are guaranteed to critically strike stunned enemies. Effect size is increased by 50%. Whoa. And it applies vulnerable for 8 seconds. So there might be better options. There probably are better options, but that sounded cool to me. I'm kind of second guessing the effect size. Do I want it to be a big effect size? Maybe, maybe not. There's a Thorns one. That could be fun. Oh, is that what the Barbs thing was? No. Yes? One of the new abilities was a Thorns thing. I don't remember. My memory's awful. My brain's just going blah right now. Did you catch the campfire a few days ago? I heard there were changes to dungeons coming. Yes. Not only did I catch the campfire, but after the campfire happened, the Diablo channel raided my Twitch account and YouTube channel. So all of their viewers came to hang out in my channel after that. So that was neat. But yeah, so Nightmare Dungeons are getting new affixes. But in addition to that, they're also adding escalated Nightmare Dungeons that when you finish it, it adds like a little portal thing or like a little summoning stone thingy. I don't know what you want to call it. But when you click on it, it takes you to a new dungeon, and it combines the modifiers from the first dungeon with modifiers from the second dungeon, so they stack on top of each other. And you can do that 3 times. On the 4th one, it brings you to a new boss, which is the Astaroth and the Amalgamation of Rage from Act 2 of the campaign. So they finally brought that back. So it's a pretty cool fight. I just did that for the first time maybe 10 minutes ago. You said it includes cellars to Helltide, maybe even dungeons. I have always said, if a dungeon or a cellar is in a Helltide, it should be affected by the Helltide. That would be super cool. I've made a bunch of videos. I've pitched that on the partner Discord. Someday I think it'll happen, but I don't know why it hasn't yet. Wish attack speed wasn't capped in D4. You want to go above 200%. Yeah, it didn't used to be. And then they had to cap it because there were some builds that were... The attack speed was getting so fast that it was crashing the server. You should be able to TP to bosses via clicking the items. So you can TP directly to the bosses from the world map now. Doing it from the items in your inventory would be cool too, but at least we can do it straight from the map now. So, okay, does anybody know what the different colored orbs in this fight actually do now? Other than just like murder you? Like, are the colors significant? Are some of them good? Where do you find Crown of Lucian? Off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I want to say Infernal Hordes. Like, I want to touch the green one because it looks like a healing color, but I don't think it would heal me. Okay, so this build doesn't seem like a great bossing option yet. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. Do I want to try and add on Splintering Energy? Do I want to try to put on a Starless Skies? I don't know. Or do I want to just wait and mess with it more when somebody puts together an actual build? Oh! Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I will say, though, I do like doing these fights when I'm under-geared and it takes a while. Because, like, I actually have to do the mechanics and I can't just, like, sit there and make him disappear real quick. Although, this is a little slow for my taste. Almost got by the red ball. How'd that third one get me? I was not standing in that. I disagree. Could you at some point show the new boss? I could try to get back there. I would have to go through a series of 3 dungeons to get there, but yeah. I do wonder if, because we always get that boss at the end of the escalated nightmare dungeons, are we gonna get really sick of fighting him? Maybe? Maybe. Good music in the background? Hell yeah. Glad you like it. Oh. Oh. Oh god. I don't want to get this close to getting him down and then get popped. You always play metal while playing Diablo? There's definitely heavier stuff in my playlist. Also, it's a pretty good mix, I think. Something for everybody. Unless you like country music, then there's nothing here for you. Sorry, not sorry. Any grindcore or slam? I don't know. I'm gonna guess probably not. I don't know all the different subgenres and stuff. I just listen to music. Kill him dead! It's another tickle fight. I don't think it was as bad as that other fight that I did when I did it in T4, but whew. Got him! Wait, did they change the way that chest looks? Thank you for the GG. I don't remember if the chest used to look like that or not. Okay. I want to change the difficulty real quick, just to test stuff out, make it a little easier on myself. I just realized my Twitch chat is not passing through to my combined chat app. I am so sorry. I totally missed your message. Hello, how are you doing? How long ago was that? Oh my god, like 10 minutes. I am the worst. I'm a giant butthole. How does it overpower? I'm not using overpower, but it got significantly nerfed. So, you know. Okay. Escalated dungeon. How many do we have? Just the one? Have they said where we get these? Are they just random? Like a chance to get them when we get nightmare dungeons? Maybe? Alright. Escalation dungeon. Okay. Also, do I want to keep that here? Let's just put it on Arc Lash, because that way I'm using it all the time, so it'll probably use it like on cooldown. What are these fancy chests? Lots and lots of obols. Best recommendations for Season 8 Torment 4? For like any class? Or what specifically are you looking for? Okay, we're going to be getting a lot more obols this season. Anything? So right now, it seems like the meta is Lightning Spear Sorceress and Death Trap Rogue are really strong. Earthquake Barbarian is really strong. I think Cataclysm Druid's still really strong. But I would say probably Lightning Spear Sorcerer or Death Trap Rogue are the top two. I don't know why I'm looting stuff. I don't really care. This is PTR. It's not like I need it. Just blast stuff. You've been debating downloading this game again? It's come a long way. I will say, Season 9 that's coming out in July looks like it's going to be better than Season 8. Were you right, though? Have I leveled up? Were you right about what? What did I miss? Oh, you see a thing asking for help with the Plus program. Does that... No. I missed that entirely. My Twitch chat was stopped passing through briefly, and I didn't notice until a couple minutes ago. But no, nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. Am I playing solo? Yes, I'm on the PTR right now. What are the Behelots? That is the Berserk crossover currency. So you can go into your reliquary and click the Berserk tab at the top and redeem the Behelots for additional cosmetics. Curious what changed? I mean, I could tell you generally where to look, but I feel like that would spoil it. But you're not looking for something new. You're looking for something gone. Barely played Season 8. Season 8 was my least favorite season. You're level 35 on Sorcerer. You just finished the campaign, and I'm so lost on what to do. Any pointers? So if you just finished the campaign, base game or expansion campaign? Probably just the base game. Once you finish the campaign, it opens up like whispers, which are the little symbols all over the world that you can go do for marks or whatever, I don't remember what they call them, grim favors, and turn those in for loot at the Tree of Whispers, or as of recently, the Ravens in town. You can do Nightmare Dungeons, you can do Helltide, you can do the Infernal Horde. Yes, the recap bot is gone. Yeah, go find all the little statues, work on your renown in general. Yep. The one nice thing about doing the renown is if you're planning on playing seasonally, most of the renown rewards will carry over season to season, so you only have to do it once. Did I get bored with PoE 2? A long time ago. Yep. And I'll be back every time they put out new content. To play the PTR, do you have to own the game? Yes. And you have to own the game on Battle.net. Best update in Diablo? You loved runes. So, if you're talking about the expansion, I thought it was a pretty good update. I would have liked to have more out of the actual campaign. Like, it kind of felt like it just left on a cliffhanger. So much so that when it ended, I didn't realize it ended for like 2 hours. I thought the campaign was still going. Which that was weird. But the content that the expansion added was great. You want to make that sorcerer build where you can have the revolving electric orbs, but you're not lucky? So you're talking about like a ball lightning build? I haven't done that since like season 4, but it was super powerful. So gravitational aspect is no longer a thing. They now made it to where it's a unique offhand. Have I beaten Lilith? Yes. Yes. It's a tough fight, though. Once you learn it, it's not too bad if you're on a powerful character, but it is a difficult fight for sure. I think you have to do certain dungeons to get certain items. So, for unique items, different layer bosses have different unique items on their drop table. For legendary items, it's pretty random. Why are staffs better than wand and focuses? It depends on your build. The benefit to staff is that whatever aspect you put on it gets a 200% bonus. Whereas if you use a one-hander and an offhand, you get 2 separate ones at 100%. So if there's like one power that's just like really, really good, for example, Lightning Spear Sorceress with Splintering Energy, you want to put that on a 2-handed staff and get the most bang for your buck out of that one power. But if that's not really a thing for your build, then a one-hand and an offhand can be just as good. depending on what implicits you're looking for and that kind of thing. Mechanics for Lilith are harder than the boss fight itself. But aren't the mechanics for Lilith, isn't that what the boss fight is? That is the boss fight. The mechanics are what makes the fight. Staff is for power, wand and focus is for speed. It could be. It could be. Depending on how you build it out. It really just depends what aspects are good for your build. Okay, so I don't remember who that was asking to see the Astaroth fight, but we're getting close. We're almost done with the second dungeon. That fight will happen after the boss of the third dungeon. Maybe want to download this game again? I hear that a lot. I wish I got some kickback for that every time somebody re-downloads the game because they watch me. How's PTR? I'm enjoying it. I think that this season has a lot of potential. I definitely think it's more interesting than Season 8. You asked? That's right, that's right. On my screen, you're the green name. There's so many names, I usually just go by color. I'm the worst. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Alright, do we need any of this? Nope, we don't. Hey chat, can you see yourself? If anyone was wondering how I read both TikTok and Twitch, there's a bug on my mic right now. That's gross. It's all combined into one. Zoop. Okay.
Move.
Mike Bug is your hero? I don't like him. Oh, get off my mic, butthole. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, wait, we got one of the portals. We got a slight detour. We got a strong room. So I can show you that as well. What are those meteors dropping down? That is the new seasonal power in Season 9. Okay, so in Season 9, we get this guy. So I'm currently using Celestial Surge, which is tied to my 5th ability, which is my Arc Lash, my primary ability. So it drops those meteor things. I get to choose which damage type I wanted it to be. So it's also doing poison damage. And then I also got to choose 3 additional modifiers from this whole section. So that's what these 3 are. So we pick one skill, attach it to one of our main hotbar skills. We change the damage type here, and then we add 3 more modifiers to it here. So it's kind of like Season 8, but elevated. There's a reputation system in Season 9. Yeah, that's not on the PTR, but there will be a bounty board very similar to Season 8. Why did they change the season? They did not. This is the PTR. This is the public test realm for Season 9. They're getting feedback so they know what to fix before it actually goes live. Okay, so this is the event to open the Stronghold portal. Lucky? I mean, it's not luck. Anybody can do it who plays on PC on Battle.net. You just have to download the PTR client. But, like, none of this progress carries over to the actual server when it goes live or anything, so we're just testing. Alright, Horadrim portal. Let's do it. Is that a new hero? It's Sorceress. Alright, so what are we doing here? We got a chest. Horadrim Files. So that's what you use to level up your Horadrim Spellcraft, which I already maxed all mine because they gave me maximum when I boosted my character. But, so that's how you're normally going to get it. Looks different? Yeah. So, okay, so this is called a strong room. You get to here, you click this, it'll spawn some monsters, and then it'll spawn a bunch of totems, kind of like the way that it does in between waves of infernal hordes. So you get to pick modifiers to change your rewards and how the dungeon functions, which is neat. So we gotta kill dudes in this circle. I don't know if you have to be in the circle. And yeah, you get these pillars. So consoles can't play PTR, correct. It is only PC. They have said that they would eventually like to get it on console, but it's been too difficult for them to get to do it because it has to like anytime they want to push out an update, it has to pass certification to go on console. You're still on this season this weekend. This season doesn't come out until July. PTR is the public test realm. Okay, so Test of Slaughter. Pillar Ritual Mutation. Kill nearby monsters to complete the ritual. Okay. Completing all pillar events will attract additional ambushes. 50% speed pillar ritual. Take damage when near pillars. Catch Wisp of Energy for plus 25 Horadrim attunement. I'm still not sure exactly what the attunement even does. What's the ability by 4 slot? That is familiar. It's the new one that they added with the expansion. And then Test of Swiftness. Monsters can drop Swiftness motes. So we're going to try this one. We're going to try this one. And we're going to try this one. So you can pick 3 of the 5. And then you go into like the main dungeon. And there's like little totems all over. That do different things. And there's artifacts that you can collect. Not entirely sure what all this stuff does yet. Okay. The tooltips are broken. They don't work yet. So they just have placeholder text in them. PTRs, they're known for that. Alright, sacrifice shrines. I do want to click on that thing over there. Get in the circle, dudes. Okay, I want this. Then we go zoop over here. So this feels a little bit like the, what were they called in Season 7? What were the little mini dungeon things in Season 7? I don't remember. Root holds. That's what it was. You're on the next season's PTR. I'm on your 9th character trying to finally finish the season's levels to get scrolls. You always die on some random thing when you're on the last claim. Trying to finish to get scrolls. What kind of... Are you talking about scrolls of escape? What scrolls are you talking about? But yeah, this is next season's PTR. Blood Bishop. Is he always the boss in these? Maybe. Okay, so... Got a bunch of files. Okay, Grand Horadrim Cache. Reward scales based on total attunement. So the better you do in here, the better your loot is. Okay. I got better loot last time. Alright, now we go back to the boss. Any mythics you get can't go to the new season. Correct. Yeah, anything on the PTR does not transfer back. This is just for testing. And if you mean the current season, yeah, nothing transfers from current season to the next season either. Except for your renown. That's the only thing that carries forward. And your cosmetics. How usually do I stream? How often? So when a new season starts, I stream Diablo a lot. And then once I burn out of the season, I'll start mixing in other games as well. But Diablo is my main game.
My savior.
When you finish the season's levels, you get to use your boss power points for scrolls. Oh, are you talking about the thing at the reputation board?
Oh, bless you.
Gotcha. No, I gotcha. I haven't done that since they added it because I already had the characters leveled that I wanted to level this season, but I've heard about people doing that. Seems like they give you a lot more of these XP globes now, too. Leveling might be faster this season. At some point this week, I might try leveling a new character on the PTR. Although, since I already boosted, I would be 300 Paragon. So maybe I do it on hardcore. Maybe. Maybe. Unless there's a way to reset your PTR. Maybe. Thank you for subscribing. Or for following, I guess, on YouTube. I appreciate it. I wish they were called the same thing. Or no. It is subbing on YouTube. Right. It is subbing on YouTube. I need to change that follower message to sub. Yeah, I might do hardcore. Why not? It's not like I'm really going to be losing anything. It's just a PTR anyways. We'll see. Although this week I also do plan on playing some No Rest for the Wicked. I've been itching for a while. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if I want to try leveling a new character or not. I might just save it for the actual season launch. I wonder if I'll have any vacation time available when the season launches. Probably not. Somebody had to go and get married. They have to take vacation time for that. Ew, weddings, gross. Dungeon Affix Treasure Hunt Loot Upgrade message. So opening those upgrades my loot. So, okay. Is that just giving me invisible? I wonder if that's supposed to be showing right now. I don't remember what it's called already. But the little thing that I was collecting, the Horadrim whatever. It's not showing right now. Diablo plus marriage equals more chaos? Hell yeah. Yeah, in a couple weeks, I'm traveling to a different country to go to a wedding of another Diablo streamer that I've never met in person before. This is normal things to do. Should be fun, though. Marriages are fun like a circus? 3 rings? Wait. 3 rings? What's the third one? First engagement, second wedding, followed by the man suffering? Ah. Got it. Got it. You're funny. The suffering. I see what you did there.
Moo.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Vacation's a vacation. Fair. But that just means I have to take time away from streaming, right? Thank you guys for the follows. All right, it's time to go to Astaroth. You ready? Here we go. Finally, I know it takes a little while. Hopefully, now I'm on Torment 2 now. The first time I killed him on Torment 3, it took a while. Hopefully, I don't just absolutely destroy him on Torment 2. Hopefully, it takes a little bit. Big puppy! Okay, well, phase 1 was pretty fast. I'll just kind of tap him a little bit so it doesn't go super fast. But he spawns this, like, blood circle in the middle while he's, like, dead. And he slowly revives and he does these, like, circles around where he does meteors. They're safe spots, generally. And then eventually, Puppy does come back. And then these fiery rings spin around and you kind of have to dodge those. fire waves. The puppy comes back. Yeah, in Torment 2 it's a little too easy, but it's a cool fight. But yeah, that's the new Astaroth fight. Now my big concern about that fight is that if that's the end boss of every escalated Nightmare dungeon, I worry we're going to get really sick of him. But that said, I'm really sick of Belial. I'm really sick of Duriel. I'm really sick of Arshan. So it's just going to happen anyways. You admit you love boss fights. You're satisfied always when a new one comes out. Yeah. And they said that Astaroth is not being added as part of the boss ladder immediately. But I do think it will happen eventually. Also, one thing I haven't looked at is there was also these things. So these are the new seasonal gems. Your infusions are 150% more potent. So infusions are these? No, those are Arcana. These are infusions. Haven't played D4 in years. Is it worth trying again? 100%. I think so. I mean, it's only been out for less than 2 years, so I think you're saying it's been a while. But yeah, they've continually improved the game. It's still not perfect, but it's way better than it used to be. The world bosses are shit too, and give you nothing. The world bosses generally, they're mostly for season journey completion at this point. They used to be good for scattered prisms, but now you can get those easily. But yeah. Early on in the game, that was the only place to get scattered prism. Well, not the only place, but it was the most reliable place. Are they gonna up how many obols you can carry? I don't think they've said anything about that, but with how many we're gonna get this season, they might want to. After you deal damage over time to an enemy, they take 0.33% more damage over time from you forever. Interesting. So that's the one that they were comparing to Bane of the Stricken. Interesting. So that would be real good on bosses and stuff. You got Treasure Beast Barding today from a world boss. Are you satisfied for a while? Is that the one from Avarice? The cashers from Spectral Ashes spent 535k on them and then kept nothing. Sounds about right. Your Catalysts deal 100% more damage. Which ones are Catalysts? Is that the main ability? However, you lose control over Horadrim's spellcraft, causing your Catalyst to inherit infusions randomly. Oh, interesting. Spark of Creation. After you cast your Catalytic skill, gain 10 primary resource. That's interesting. Also, 120 armor, 6 resist to all elements. So it's half of what we get from a Grand Diamond. And half of what we get from a Grand Skull. But when you combine the two... Okay. Also, they increased the cap for our resistances. This from Avarice? Yeah. Seal of Power. When you have 2 or more Arcana from the School of Power equipped, gain 25% movement speed, 15% critical strike chance. Seal of Denial. When you have 2 or more Arcana from the School of Denial equipped, gain 30% more Barrier, Fortify, and Thorns. Okay. You deal 20% more elemental damage and take 10% more. After you injure or kill an enemy, your summons are empowered, growing larger and dealing 30% more damage for 4 seconds. That could be good with my lightning spears. Just joining, is this new update? This is the PTR for Season 9. After you cast your Catalyst skill, if it's an ultimate, gain 30% attack speed for 10 seconds. That could be good too. This is a lot of things to consider. I like it. If you would take fatal damage, instead prevent that damage, invoke propulsion, and become invulnerable for 3 seconds. Welp, that's they added cheat death back into the game. That needs to not be a thing in hardcore. You just have a bad feeling this game is becoming getting 2+ GA items or mythics to have a build that can do content. I mean, the only thing that's required for is Torment 4. So if you're somebody who wants to do the highest level content, I would agree with you. Hopefully the balance changes, aka the nerfs this season, along with whatever other changes they end up making, help alleviate some of that. I'm hoping, like with the nerfs, they're also nerfing the enemies too, and trying to get the scaling a little more fine-tuned. But who doesn't want to do the highest content? A lot of people just want to play the game casually, just chill out and have fun, and they don't care so much about pushing the highest content. I think you'd be surprised how many people actually care about pushing the highest tier content in this game. I would say like 90% of the game are very casual gamers. In your opinion, what character's meta for Season 9? It is way too early to tell. There's going to be so many changes coming out of this PTR, I wouldn't even hazard a guess, to be honest. Also, I've only tried a random-ass sorceress build that hasn't been viable since like Season 3. When does Season 9 drop? It hasn't yet. It looks like it's coming out on July 1st. Today is the start of the PTR. So I'm not really doing damage over time, but that seems really powerful. Depending on... Ooh. Okay, we're moving... Okay. We're moving that back onto Unstable Currents. You think 90% of the players don't expect to be able to do endgame content? Correct. Are the Horde Jewels specific to Mage or for all? The Horde Jewels? What do you mean by the Horde Jewels? Oh, I think those are the same for all classes. I think. The Horadrim jewels. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they only have one set of them. Okay, I gotta try and crank this up and see how high I can go with this now. I wish you could open more than 5 pit tiers at a time, since they didn't come unlocked here. But yeah, like I think that last season, or maybe it was 2 seasons ago, they put out a stat that like only 10% of characters ever made it to Torment 4. And like that was the season where getting to Torment 4 was pretty much free. There's just a lot of very casual people who play this game. So do you think a lot of people don't necessarily need to get to an endgame standpoint? I mean, a lot of people just don't care about it is what I'm saying. Like, I would say a very small percentage of the player base actually cares about getting to Tournament 4. I think a lot of people do care, but a lot of people play the game. And I think it's a very small percentage of the people who care about it. Who doesn't want to... I think they don't care. They just play the game to have fun, and they don't necessarily care about pushing to the highest end content. Like, the whole idea was that Torment was endgame, period. And if you were a blaster, you could push into Torment 4 as aspirational content. But endgame is endgame is endgame. Is the vision. I'm not saying that's how it actually plays out, but that was their idea, is that casual players, they'll get to Torment 1, they'll be fine there. You agree you definitely don't care about Pinnacle content? Yeah. Like, I want to be able to do all the activities in the game, but I don't care about, like, you know, I don't care about pushing high-level pits. Do not care at all. As long as I can, you know, have a build together that's fun to play, I'm happy. As long as I can kill all the bosses. Bam, bam. Thing is, there's no point to be able to do endgame stuff. The thing is, there's no point to be able to do the endgame stuff. The point of video games is to have fun. That's the point. Whatever's fun for you. If there's nothing fun for you, maybe, I don't know. Wait until there is. I don't know what to tell you. Every time I see you on, makes me want to go home and play. What build is this? So I'm on the PTR right now, testing out the new stuff, and I slapped together an Arclash build, which Arclash hasn't really been a viable build in several seasons, but they said that they wanted to focus on making basic skill builds viable again, so I wanted to try it out. And I just kind of slapped it together. I'm not a build maker. Like, I don't do it. I just kind of went off memory of what I used previously, made a couple modifications based on what sounded good, and then slapped together the most half-assed Paragon board ever. And I was able to survive Torment 4, but it was incredibly slow. I was able to do Torment 3 at a moderate pace. This is Torment 2, just because I wanted to blast through stuff quickly. Well, I guess this is the pit, so this is kind of Torment agnostic, but this is equivalent of Torment 2. Diablo combat feels shonky after... Shonky. Can you define shonky for me? Can you use it in a sentence other than Diablo combat feels shonky? You're a Necro if you put the aspect on to make my Blood Wave a dark type. Does it scale with blood? I'm not a Necro player, so I don't know exactly how it's worded. I would check the tags of the skill to see what it says. Didn't mean to sound so negative. You haven't not had fun every season so far. I think that's like a big thing though. Like people on the internet generally, like a lot of people will complain about various systems, and I understand the complaints in a lot of ways. But like at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun, like they did their job, right? It's a weird one. I don't know. Like there could always be more content. There needs to be things for casuals to do. There needs to be things for blasters to do. They're trying to please both groups of people, which is next to impossible to do. Like, if they make it easy for the blasters to be able to do everything, then if they make it easy enough to make it to where the casuals can do all the content, then the blasters get super bored. If they make it to where it's a challenge for the blasters to make the game feel more rewarding for them, then the casuals aren't going to come anywhere near that content. So it's like, it's a lose-lose situation. You've been able to grind the game for 8 hours on a weekend and get that dopamine rush just getting one better item. Yeah. So like I do feel like generally speaking, For me, I like when things feel weaker in a season because it does make the progression through the season give me more of that Diablo 2 nostalgia, where it takes longer to build up a character and stuff. Did I figure Arclash out? No. No. I just dropped the Torment tier for a little while, so I could plow through some stuff to see the new stuff. I'll let smarter people figure that out. Just not as polished, in your opinion. You love Diablo. Oh, I feel completely the opposite, honestly. I feel like the Path of Exile skills are better designed, but the combat feel itself, I think, feels so much better in Diablo. I find PoE combat to feel slow and clunky, personally. But I think the skill system, chef's kiss. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Right now, if you put an aspect that changes your bone spirit to blood, it will be blood. So it will scale off blood. I think so. They were saying if they put an aspect on to make their blood wave a dark type, does it still scale with blood? So yeah, I'm not sure if it changes the tags completely or if it just adds a tag. But yeah, usually if you just look at the tag of the spell, if it still says blood, then it would still scale with blood, theoretically. Also, PoE has so much bees with it. Your physical damage deals elemental, like WTF. So much bees? What you mean by bees? Yeah, if it just adds... Oh, BS, gotcha. If it just adds the tags, then it should scale with both, I would think. But yeah, like, I'm excited to see where PoE goes before launch. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like when it does fully launch. But how has PvP in D4 never been able to do it? Pretty much non-existent, if we're being honest. When the game first came out, they tried to make it a thing, but people really just didn't do it. So they never really put any major effort into pushing the system. And for me, I'm not a PvPer, so I don't personally care. But I would like to see them do something with PvP because I know a lot of people do like it. Yeah. I don't know. I think if we're ever going to get any meaningful updates to PvP, it would probably come with an expansion. Any summoner experience playing? So I'm not a Necro guy, so I don't really play summons. Where do you personally think the game should head, or do you just wait and see if you like it? For this game? So I want all of the content to more meaningfully scale with our character's power. And what I mean by that is, like, Nightmare Dungeons right now, once you're into Torment 4 blasting bosses there, Nightmare Dungeons are so easy that you can just, like, walk through them like they're nothing. I would like you to be able to juice them like you can maps in PoE. But I'd never want the complexity to get quite to the level of PoE. I just want to be able to basically craft on a Nightmare Dungeon sigil to, like, customize it the way that I want to, add more power to it, make it more difficult. I think every mode could be tweaked a little bit, and then I also want to see just fresh new modes added. I don't know. Am I able to run the new Nightmare Dungeons? I just finished some. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like it. PvP exists for the free 5 whispers. Yeah, just that one dude, though. Is D3 Torment system a possibility in D4? They did exactly that. With the expansion, they changed it. So instead of having world tiers like we used to have, where's the statue thing? What? 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 Why is it not there? What? Did the server just go down? But yeah, instead of having the world tiers like we used to have, it now has normal, hard, expert, penitent. That's your leveling levels. And then once you get to endgame, it's Torment 1, Torment 2, Torment 3, Torment 4. How are the rewards for Nightmare Dungeons? Honestly, because I'm on PTR and I boosted, I didn't really pay attention to the loot, if I'm being completely honest. I was just kind of going to see how they felt, not so much the The game is down. A little rehash is needed. Yeah, a little refresh. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh, yeah, chat's all saying I think servers are fucked. Yep. Honestly, perfect timing though, because I was just about to end stream. Please tell me I'm not gonna have to make a sorcerer for the 6th time in a row. I played Sork because I wanted to try an Arclash build because they said they were making basic skills good again. I have no idea what the meta is going to look like. I don't think anybody fully knows what the meta is going to look like yet. I think there's going to be a lot of changes after PTR. I think that they're going to need to make massive, drastic changes. Oh, don't even worry about it. For furry lobster. Wait, furry lobster. I wouldn't want to put that in my mouth. Like watching your stuff, you have a lot of positive insight to the game. Honestly, I get it. It's coming from a place of passion. I totally understand. You're excited for Thorn Spiritborn next season? Could be cool. Could be cool. I appreciate that you kept it civil because some people don't. And I do understand where you're coming from 100%. I do. I generally do look at games in a lens of optimism because there's too much negativity in the world. I just try to keep my vibe light and happy most of the time. You hope new builds come out. So sick of the same builds. I think there will be some new builds emerging. I think you will see a lot of the same also. But I'm hoping that with the... I'm not going to use the N word. With the rebalancing, I think that hopefully things are more leveled out to where builds that were underperforming before feel better now in comparison to the builds that have been the meta for several seasons. Say the game name already, Streamer Man? This is Chase's mom. Needs Spiritborn back in the mix? I hope so. I hope so. Not that N-word. Not that N-word. What's the situation for Rogue Season 9? I think Rogues will still be good, but I have no idea. What in the Diablo partner Discord was that answer? Shut up, Quigs. No, but generally speaking, like regardless of game, in life, generally, I view things through a lens of optimism. The game is Diablo 4. Working in news for the last 15 years, there's so much dark shit on the news that I can't have that in my personal time. I just need to be happy. I just need to enjoy stuff. If you want to be happy in life, don't work in the news. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it. All it is death and destruction. All the time. Anyways, I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a great night. I will be back tomorrow, 95% sure. I might play more of this tomorrow. I also might play some No Rest for the Wicked. If you haven't seen that game, if you like ARPGs and you like Souls-like games, the game is freaking amazing. Anyways, I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. We'll raid somebody on Twitch. Psychos is on. We'll probably head over there. Anyways, see y'all.